right, wonderful. Hello, hello. We are up and running. Wonderful. Do a little test here. Yep. Okay, there we go. Bum, 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 bum. All right. Well, welcome everyone, and thank you so much for joining us here to playtest Legendfall and the Oasis of Ohmakai. This is going to be a role-playing game in the style of D&D and many others, but this one's a little bit different. It's a little bit more casual, and it's going to be kind of an amalgamation between a tabletop RPG and a deck building game. So in this group of players, we have a little bit of range for experience. We have some veteran role players, we have some people who've dabbled a little bit, and some that haven't done it at all, but have played lots of card games through their lives. So it's going to be a very good way for us to play test this game and see how obnoxious or difficult it would be for someone with very little knowledge of the genre to join in. So my name is Zack Wheeler. I will be your murderous dungeon master for the evening, doing my best to assassinate all of your characters and make you have as little fun as possible. And directly sitting to my left, we have my lovely mother, who is going to be joining us. And Mom, why don't you tell us your name and a little bit about yourself and what you look for in a game that you enjoy and what you're thinking about.
Okay, those are hard questions, but my name is Jules. I'm a lifetime gameist, but have not done any role-playing games at all. Let's see. What I look for in games
Yeah,
is something that...
so
What?
since you have no experience, let me help you out with these questions. Since you have no
Okay.
experience in role playing games, when you think about role playing games, what comes to mind? What do you think it'll be like?
Okay. I think of kind of an elaborate plot with different characters, and those characters have different strengths and weaknesses, and maybe there needs to be some cooperation in those characters and kind of needing to understand what your common objective is or individual objective, and needing to understand what the dangers are to your character, as you mentioned, looking to terminate us, want to
Yeah.
avoid that.
So you think about it in a very tactical sense, like you're here with your team and you have an objective and a challenge and you're gonna use your wits to overcome it all. Yeah?
That's kind of my assumption, but I don't even know if that's right.
No, I mean I think that's definitely a strong aspect of this game. I think that's a very interesting perspective. Is there anything you're maybe hesitant or nervous about with this genre?
Um, yes, just because I think games like this are geared to people that it comes more naturally to them. And since I haven't played any of these games myself, there might be things that I don't understand what's going on or how to do something that other people just find very natural.
That is exactly why I'm excited for you to be joining us. Thank you very much, Mother dear, Jules.
Yes.
So sitting directly to Jules' left, we have my longtime compatriot, friend, and roleplay buddy, Mr. Colin. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you look for in a game?
Certainly. Hello, my name is Colin. I've been playing games forever and ever, both card games and role-playing games. I think most of my role-playing game experience has actually been online role-playing games as opposed to tabletop, but I have played tabletop games as well. And I've also had experience in deck building games like Dominion, etc. And I like these games, and I come to these games for storytelling. I like to tell cool stories and sort of push the boundaries a little bit, and just in the collaborative nature of it is really fun for me. And I like to be surprised. and I like to surprise, uh, game masters who think they know everything, and I just have a lot of fun hanging out with people and playing a game.
Well, I am definitely a game master who does not think he knows anything at all, so I think we'll be okay there. And next up, directly to your left, we have an enigma wrapped in a mystery. Francis, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you look for in a game?
Wow, I've never been called an enigma before. Um, I have played a lot of role-playing games, virtually and in person. A lot of D&D. Recently broke into uh, being a DM and even writing campaigns. And the last year or so, Colin has been teaching me magic, so I would say my deck building game skills have also gotten much better.
Oh, so we're we're
Um,
we're talking about we're talking about the magic with cards, not the magic with rabbits.
I dabbled when I was like 6, but yes, the Magic the Gathering
Ah,
recently. And I love RPGs. They are probably my most played game just in general. Computer games and in-person games and all the things.
wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you very much. Glad to have you, fellow DM. I look forward to seeing what you bring to the table. And then finally, we have Butter Girl. Daisy Sky. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you like about gaming, what you look for in a game, what you hate in games, all that good stuff.
Well, howdy, folks. I'm Daisy Sky, as Zack said, and I'm his baby sister. Um, I, I grew up watching my brothers play games all the time, Magic the Gathering being one of them, and I think I got into this whole mess because, like any star little sister, I've just always wanted to play with my brothers. And so this year I've made my debut in the world of Dungeons and Dragons because this pandemic has caused my dear brothers to branch out and allow me to play with them from all the way across the country. And that has been just an absolute treat for me. I've fallen in love with it. I love the mechanics. I love the surprise of the roll of the dice. You never know what you're gonna get. And I think my favorite part is really committing to a character and being able to lose myself and embody something completely different for a certain stretch of time. So I'm looking forward to seeing how all of our personalities play into this game, and hopefully I'll do a little better at this than I did at Magic Cards.
You and me both. I was terrible at Magic the Gathering. Colin was always the one who was really good at that. Well, anyways, I'm very excited to have all of you. Thank you once again for helping us playtest and figure out the kinks. Oh, did I just lose somebody? Who did I lose? Oh, welcome back, Colin. So as I was saying, thank you so much for joining me in this game. So this game is in alpha. That means it's not even in beta yet. You guys are the very first people to be playing, well, amongst the first people to be playing it. And so the point of this is to get honest feedback. So if there's things you really don't like about that, we want to hear it. You're not going to hurt anyone's feelings. It'll give us a chance to workshop it and make it a little bit better. But conversely, if there's things that you love and you think are fantastic or things you want more of, by all means, bring that up too. We will not mind. And this will also be a chance for those of you who are more tactically inclined to maybe work out some bugs, to find out things that might be a little bit too powerful, perhaps, or maybe a little bit too underpowered. So if you have any feedback in that area, I do encourage you to take some notes so you can recall it later, because I'm going to be doing a kind of like, what'd you think at the end of all of this? So without further ado, I have told these people pretty much nothing, this wonderful group of adventurers, nothing about how the system works, because we want to see how annoying it is to learn this game. This is a game that is meant to be taught on the fly. And with many role playing games, it can be a little difficult, though fun, to get through that initial hurdle of creating your first character and getting to your first session. So, what we're going to start off with doing is talk about the world. This is, as we've discussed, a role-playing game. It is going to be set in the medieval-like times. The year is 1781. You are on the Isle of Galt, a land of many races and perspectives. 15 years ago, a rift opened in the glacial crags of Mount Azul. Through this rift lay a new world, Ohmakai, a harsh land of twisting canyons, sandstorms, and ruins roamed by monstrous beasts. Rumors spread of great treasures and wealth buried in the sand, and now explorers flock by the hundreds to be the first to uncover its secrets. 4 races of Galt have begun to settle in Ohmakai, some for power, others as their promised land. The Human Republic, the current rulers of Galt, the Solaren, fallen angels of a dead god, the metal-bound, resurrected souls bound to plated armor, and the blood-touched, half-human vampire urchins. Your characters are all members of the King's Raven. The King's Raven are a secret society that were formed to serve the king. Think of them as elite bodyguards. And before your time with the King's Raven, your memories were completely wiped. Your first memories are of seeing the King's face and being welcomed to your new family, which is the King's Raven, the only family you will ever know from now on. So we're going to start by creating your characters. And if you're familiar with other role-playing games, you may be familiar with big sheets and player things with dots that you have to fill out and reference books. That's not how this works. This game is meant, the whole point of this thing, is to be a little bit more pickup. So your origins are right here. So I'm going to give you these packs, and you draw your cards out of these packs, and this is your origin. The way you draw the card out is you click and drag away from the pack. So if anyone has any trouble with that, let me know. Go ahead and draw out all of your cards and place them
Hey, while we're doing that,
on your mat.
Zach, would you mind repeating a little bit of for my notes, the 3 groups that are in charge of the Human Republic?
Of course, there'll be a little bit of recap with this, but I'll happily go over it now. Once again, the year is 1781. You are from the Isle of Galt. And recently, a rift opened that led to a new land. The rift opened in a mountain called Mount Azul. And the rift led to a new world called Ohmakai. Now, the people who run the 4 races of Galt, there's many more races than in Galt than settled in Ohmakai. But the 4 races of Galt that have begun to settle there are the humans, who are the rulers of Galt, the Solaren, which are like fallen angels of a dead, they're like half-angel things, the metal-bound, these are basically living suits of armor, and the blood-touched, half-human vampires, often seen as degenerates.
Awesome, thank you.
And you'll see here you have a little player's handbook on your thing. You can click and read through it if you so choose, but you do not need to. In fact, I'd recommend that you do not until after this first session. But after this first session, you're welcome to. You can now if we have some dead time as well. But it'll give a little bit more context to the things we're doing if you go through and read it later. Don't worry, I have read it all. So if you have any questions about rules, just ask me. I'll get you sorted. So,
how many cards are we supposed to draw?
So, draw out every single card from your deck and then put the booster pack aside. Now, if you see over here where I have a little thing on my where I'm sitting, a little player mat. And if you see how I have it set up, I would set it up like that. So you have the race in the top left. And there you go, exactly. And then you put your armor directly next to it. The armor is going to be a gray card. So put your armor directly next to that. And then you should have 2 weapons, and put those next to your armor. And this is not an official thing. This is just an organizational way that I've found it to be easy. And the rest of your cards, so these 4 cards that you are getting set up at the top, the gray cards and your race, these 4 cards are your, like who you are and your equipment. The gray cards are your equipment, and then you have your race card, which is what you are. All of the other cards are ability cards. Think it as moves, and tactics that, as you level up, you will gain more of these cards. These cards that have the cards that are your inventory and your race are always on your playmat. Everything else is shuffled up in a deck that goes in the top right of your playmat. So right now, feel free to read through your cards a little bit to get kind of an idea of who you are, if you like. And then when you feel like you're ready, go ahead and put them all back together, shuffle them up, and put them on the top right-hand corner of your mat. Also, at this point, if anyone is not feeling what they are, if you're like, oh man, I don't want to play a metal bound, I don't really feel like playing a blood touched, you can switch it up with the other people. You can trade out your equipment and your race with other people at the start of the game if you like. You cannot do this later, however.
I have a
Zack, how do
technical
you
question.
read?
Oh, I'm sorry. If you press the Alt button, if you're hovering over a card and you're with your hand and you hold down the Alt button, it'll zoom it into your face so you can read it. There's also a bag of miniatures here in the center of the table. There's some that have been set out for people already. These like some pretty good ones that we pulled out. If you want to just grab any one of these 5 here to be your little duder. There's more in this bag here as well. If you'd like to search through that, you can right click on it, and the drop down menu will give you the search option if you want to pick out the miniature that will represent you.
So equipment stays out, and we just shuffle the actions in there?
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Your equipment and race stay out. And if anyone would like to trade, you are welcome to at this point. D-Sky, it looks like you have one of your equipments in your hand. You probably want that to be on your mat. So you're welcome to have it however you like.
Are you supposed to be picking a avatar that kind of describes who you are, or
I mean,
does it matter?
It doesn't really matter. It's whatever you want to represent you. Picking one that looks like you is probably a good thing to do, but you don't have to. If you
Are you
want to be
supposed to
the
bring it
elvish
to?
archer and make an orc, that's fine.
Once you pick one, do you bring it in front of you?
Yeah, put it in front of you when you've decided which one you want.
Did you say we can pull more out of the bag?
You can. You're welcome to. We just put these ones here because they're like some pretty decent ones, and so just make it a little bit easier if you want those. But if none of those satisfy, feel free to look through the bag.
How do I draw from it?
It's pretty annoying. It's kind of buggy. Only if more than one person is looking through it, it won't let you draw out right now. So, once you're the
I
only
was
one looking
looking.
through it, once you're the
I'll
only
get
one
out of
looking
there.
through it, you can right click and hit search and then just pull what you like out of it. So you can look without. Multiple people can look, but when you decide what you want to pull out, just say, "Hey, everyone, stop looking in here, so I can pull out my dude."
Got it.
Okay, I'm in there right now. I'm looking for an orc, actually, because I am an orc, but
There's a good
I'm
orc
not
right
seeing
here.
it. Is there?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, I might dragged already. Okay, cool. Great. Then I am out of there.
Cool. Is this the one you want?
Sure.
Wonderful.
So you want us to put it up here by our HP?
Well, I'm gonna make a big one for you when you decide which ones you want, and then the little one will be the one on the board. Just put it, yes, put it up by your character. And then
Cool.
when you figure out who you are, go ahead and make your character name in this character name tab. These guys, you got yours figured out?
gonna look in the bag.
Oh,
So do I. Go ahead and look, D-Sky.
Well, most people can look at the same time. It's just only one person can be looking to drag out.
I don't even know how to look. Okay.
Right
You
click on
just
the bag, and then there will be a drop down menu that says search, and click on the search button.
not working for me. Oh, here comes here comes. Yeah, got it.
Do you have a tea kettle going in the background?
Do I have a tea kettle?
It sounds like you have a tea kettle whistling in the background.
Really?
Yeah. If you don't know where.
Oh, my headphones are funny.
It's fine. It's fine.
The weapons that the little avatars have seem way cooler than the ones that I actually have.
That's a pretty gnarly bow.
I think I'm gonna take this blonde elf.
This arrow is interesting. She's like holding a sword sheath and an arrow at the same time. She's got some pretty cool tattoos too. Look at her. What a badass.
Okay, and then how do I grab the one I want?
Well, when no one else
Click
is
and
looking
drag.
in the bag, you just click and drag it out.
Okay.
D-Sky, have you got yours figured out? Is this who you're gonna be here?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Blondie.
I think I pulled one out. Wait. There it is.
Francis, is this gonna be your person here?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Zack, do you know if in general it's possible to just zoom in?
Mouse wheel.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, you can WASD fly around too, and then right click to change your right click hold to move your camera easier.
Yeah, the keyboard button is WASD. Will move you around. And if you right click with your mouse on the screen and move the mouse around, it changes your perspective.
And so all of our cards that aren't our weapons or our armor or our race card, we're supposed to stack those up again and put them on the right?
Yeah, you stack them all up, flip them over with the F button. If you've decided that you like your race in your inventory and no one's doing any swapping, then you stack them up, put them in a little deck spot, shuffle them, and then you're ready to go.
Are you making my character big?
Jules, you got yours figured out? Is this your person?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, she's a babe.
I don't think as an orc I really should have a card called Mastermind.
That's racist.
But, yep, it's true. Well, I mean, like I'm wearing animal skins, like.
They're warm, man.
Are any of these things supposed to be secret?
No. This is a collaborative game. I mean, you're welcome to keep secrets if you like, but nothing needs to be secret.
Okay.
Like your picture, Francis.
Which one? I don't actually know which one is the one that shows up.
There's
It looks like
a
Tribble.
little
Okay.
creature.
Yeah, that's Tribble.
If you spin your camera around, you can see it from your seat. If you look at Zach's side.
Oh, yeah.
So once everyone has had a chance to look through the cards and everyone's happy and everyone's got their stuff all shuffled up, let me know and we'll get going.
So what do you mean shuffled up?
So basically, these top cards are your equipment and your race. All the other cards are your abilities. You need to put all of these other cards in the bottom together, um, and then flip them over. So you just drag each card on top of it once you're done looking through it, and get them all
Do
in
I
a big.
need to know what they all are?
Not
Like,
really, not really. If you want to, you can know, but you can also just figure it out while in combat. It's gonna be pretty easy.
okay.
So go ahead and just drag them all on top of each other. If you hold down when you drag, yes, you grab multiple that way. And then to flip it, hold your cursor over the cards and then hit the F button. There you go. Now drag it up to where your deck goes. You have to hold down to drag all of them. So you have to click and hold the whole thing. There you go. Wonderful. All right, cool. So you are good to go. It looks
300 times easier with actual cards.
Yeah, I mean, you get used to it. It's a little bit of difficult game. So this is a role-playing game. You are a member of the King's Raven. So be thinking a little bit about who you are. Think about the sort of character you want to play. You know your race now. You know what equipment. You know, maybe you know a couple of your abilities, so you can get an idea of who you would like to roleplay. It can be as elaborate or minimal as you like. The main objective is for you to enjoy yourself. So if it brings joy, by all means do so. But this is a role-playing game. Um, so with that in mind, go ahead and everyone figure out what your character name is as well, and enter it in the nameplate you have next to the 11. Daisy Sky? There you go.
A big decision.
I know. I just want to make sure you hadn't dropped out. Take all the time you need.
So Zach, what's the WASD? What does that do?
On the keyboard, that's how you move your vantage point around.
Okay. Is it important to be able to see, um, the other people's names and stuff easily?
It's helpful, yes.
Okay. Because now I've got a perspective that's kind of like I'm sitting at the table, so I can't see Daisy's name clearly. So I need to change that.
Well, you can also just if you want to have that perspective where you're just sitting at a table, which is fine. You can just use your mouse and kind of right click to move around, to like look over in a different direction. Just right click and hold, and then you can move the mouse around and you will change how you're looking.
Ah, okay.
But the WASD keys are for movement if you want to move your perspective completely. So W moves
I
you
see.
forward, S is back, A is to the left, and D is to the right.
Okay.
And then your arrow keys will change the angle that you're looking from.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Ooh,
You can do the arrow keys
excellent.
if you don't want to do the mouse. I didn't even know about that. Thank you, Daisy Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if I do the up arrow, then it makes the table kind of come up so
There
I
you
can
go. If
see
that's
better.
easier, then do that.
Okay.
I've played a lot of computer video games, and the mouse comes naturally to me. And when everyone is ready, is anyone still need some time? Okay.
What's this little thing on top of? Is this Daisy Skies? It's like there's something on top of her character name.
She has her mini avatar in front on top of her character name.
Oh, okay. So I can't see her character name.
Well, we can move it. That's not going to be there very long though.
Okay.
Okay, so my friends, this is where we figure out a little bit about y'all. So, I'm gonna start off with you, mother dear. I'm passing these dice to you, and I want you to click and hold on them. So you pick them both up. You gotta click the bottom one, and click and hold so you get both of them.
Okay.
Actually, let's do this a little bit differently here. I'm gonna give this to you, Daisy Sky, and I want you each to roll this dice. The way you roll it is you kind of like you pick it up and then you shake your cursor around and then you let go of it, just like you're throwing some dice. Where was this? Right here.
I rolled a 1.
Nice.
Can
It
I
looks
roll
like I rolled.
again?
I have a 5 and a 3.
You only should have rolled one die, so you had a 3.
Okay.
I need to find where this thingy is. Ah, here we are. So, you have a total of a 4. Very interesting. So, the connection that your two characters have is going to be your choice. You see in each other's eyes the same loyalty to the crown. You suspect the others are less committed. This is the relationship that you and Daisy Sky's character have. You can choose that, or you can choose each of you share the same set of scars, tattoos, or other markings that only the two of you recognize. Which of those sounds good?
I like the first one.
Yeah.
You guys are both loyalists, and you're both like super loyal to the crown, but you feel like maybe everyone else isn't quite up to snuff like you are.
We have our
No,
suspicions.
Yeah.
I think that's good. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're role playing your character and role playing your interaction with each other. I will award you bonus experience if you incorporate that somehow into your role play. So now, Francis and Daisy Sky, roll the dice again.
Four.
4. Okay. Oh, once again. So this one, you two only have one left, so each of you have the same set of scars, tattoos, and other markings that only the two of you recognize. Something, you have like a shared birthmark or a tattoo or a scar, and there's probably some story behind that. You guys can figure that amongst yourselves.
I am very curious how a set of armor has a scar or a tattoo, though.
Oh, are you a metal bound?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
There
Well,
wasn't a lot in armor in the model, so I just chose a vaguely metallic looking
no,
one.
I think you made a fantastic choice. So you could have like like an emblem on your set of armor that matches a tattoo that Daisy Sky's character has, or any other. Use your
Mhm.
imagination. That's just the first idea that came to my mind.
Yeah, maybe like a sort of symbol or like a coat of arms nobody recognizes.
I'd be into that.
All right. Well, I'll let you think amongst yourselves and maybe improvise a story behind that if it comes up, and I'll award you a bonus experience if it does. All right. So
Can we chat with each other? Like, is there a chat feature in tabletop or
no,
something?
I mean you're welcome to message each other privately if you like, or you can just improvise when it comes up. However you want to do it, I'm totally happy with. So Colin and Francis, go ahead and roll your dice. Ooh, 6. 6. So the two of you, you're friends and a fighting duo. You stay close and know each other's abilities. Or you are competitive, constantly challenging and one-upping each other. Which one do you want to be?
Klarggghh, have angriest diaper.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna guess that's the second one. You vote for the second one then.
So you're competitive? Okay.
I think I'm good with either. It is a cooperative game, so. But I think I'm sort of I'm imagining it if we're a party and we're loyal to the king or whatever, more of like the sort of competitiveness that like Gimli and Legolas had. You know, like I killed 7, I killed 12.
That is literally exactly how I was thinking of it too. Like a more good-spirited, gentlemanly sort of competition.
With
Yeah.
maybe just a touch of bite every once in a while. I love it.
Mhm.
All right. Jules and Colin, roll your dice.
All right.
At 3.
Mine didn't roll. I'm gonna do it again because it didn't
Okay,
roll.
that's fine. So we got cocked, it looks like. How do we get cocked? No, it's not cocked. Okay. Just looks cocked from a weird perspective. Okay, so that's a... Ooh, hi. So... your lovers, ex-lovers, or it's complicated, or your enemies, or were. You're highly suspicious of each other.
I think
I
highly
think I'm pretty.
suspicious would be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so suspicious.
All right.
Klarggghh with the
That's
diaper.
true.
I
Angriest diaper.
have to say I'm a little relieved that you guys chose that, but you know, I wouldn't have held it against you if you'd gone the other way. Okay, so keep in mind all of those choices that you've made for what you're gonna do, and let's just give a very quick, a flyby description of your character. What you guys,
Hey, Zach.
none of you know each other very well. Yes, Daisy Sky?
Are me and Klarggghh supposed to have a relationship too, or is that all of the relationships there?
So all the relationships are the ones I've given you. You can develop more relationships as you go on. You are all members of the King's Raven, which is an elite bodyguard force. Just like in any entity, you're not going to be friends or close with everybody, but you'll know them. And so you think of your like co-workers. This may be the first time you've been sent out together. Make sense?
Cool.
Wonderful. So go ahead, let's go around the table. I'm going to start with you, Daisy Sky, and just give us a very brief description of your character. No need to be too elaborate unless you so desire. What people who peripherally know you might know.
I have a very mysterious past, and no one really knows where I'm from. My name is Tanya, and I am an elf, and I have a fierce loyalty to the crown.
Wonderful. Tanya, welcome to the party.
Thank you.
What about you, Francis?
It was tempting to pretend to be the spirit of a little boy trapped inside a suit of armor with the name Alphonse, but Alphonse has a long and perfectly groomed metal version of a mustache on the front of his armor. It's not really working together in my head. Just, like it's engraved in the metal, right? On the front of his helmet. And you're gonna have to pretend that he speaks with what sounds like a highly educated and very respectful formal English accent, and I have tried so many times to do him, and I just can't maintain it for longer than a minute or two. So you're just gonna have to pretend. And he always
the
has
best you
perfect
can.
posture.
Would you say he's a little stiff?
I said he has perfect posture. If you would like to interpret that as him being a little stiff, that is up to you.
All right, very nice. Alphonse, welcome to the party. Colin, tell us about your intimidating dude.
So this is Klarggghh, and he was attracted to the King's Raven because he thought it sounded delicious. And then he got there and realized that it's not an actual bird that he could eat, which disappointed him a little bit.
Well, so you've been told. You don't actually have any memory of your time before the King's
Right.
Raven.
Right. But he immediately saw Malia and assumed right away that she already ate the bird. Very suspicious of Malia over there. And so he's still holding out his hope. But he's promised to be taken care of and all that kind of stuff, and he was very proud of and very sort of like he's sort of like mystified by things that fly, which is why he's like birds. And so that's why he's been practicing mastering the sky by throwing his axe, because to him it elevates him to this other level.
So you cut out for a second. You cut out. You were throwing your axe at birds.
Oh no, he's just like he prides himself on his ability to throw his axe and use his sling, because he feels like he's the only orc that has tried to master the sky,
Ah, I see.
and he's very proud of that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Klarggghh, welcome to the party. And Jules, tell us about your scantily clad maiden.
Malia, and I am generally misunderstood, especially by those who don't see the pureness of my purpose to protect and serve the crown. I have a dark force and vision, and I'm dedicated to using that to serve.
Wonderful, wonderful. How do you pronounce your name? Malia?
Malia.
Malia. Welcome to
Malia.
Welcome to the party. All right, my friends, are you ready for a little adventure?
Oh yeah.
So ready.
Francis, I messaged you in the Discord.
Nope,
Never
it's all right.
And
All right, my friends, we begin. All right. The Council of Raven has chosen to send you out to seek and find the heir to the throne, Prince Robert, to bring him home. His father, the king, and his eldest son are both dead. This leaves Prince Robert next in line for the throne. Prince Robert, however, is an adventurer of Indiana Jones proportions. With no expectation of him inheriting the throne, he was given the title of Emissary of Ohmakai and departed to build alliances with the settlements. Now you have been sent to track down the heir, with many a winding turn in store, I am sure. In doing so, you will learn of the challenges, horrors, and intrigue of this new world, this frontier of Ohmakai, through the rift on Mount Azul. And now I gotta go to the next thing. You've been climbing this forsaken mountain for days now. Once again, you are making the journey to Ohmakai to retrieve the heir to the throne, who is on an expedition in the ruins. You are the bearers of bad news. The king and his firstborn son have been murdered, and both have died. The burden of this news is doubly hard for you. You are members of the King's Raven, the order with the sole duty to protect the king. The heir's expedition in Ohmakai can only be reached through a rift at the mountain top. The journey is perilous and grueling. I need everyone to roll a six-sided die to see how well your endurance stood up. Now there is a button above your player mat that has a picture of a D6 on it. Go ahead and click on that. It's my cursor is over it, Jules. Over here. Not there. Move your hand over this way. Click on this.
does it roll it for you when you click it?
It does. It does. And it goes, don't.
And it disappears it for you too.
Jules, not that. See the black hand? Follow the black hand. Click that. Yeah, click that. There you go.
rolled a 4. I don't know if it keeps track of it
Wonderful.
for you.
Wonderful.
DM.
Yeah, no, I want you to click those because those are sent to the chat. So wonderful, wonderful.
Can I ask, how old is this heir?
That's a very good question. Let's say he's in his mid-20s.
Ah, a mere child.
Okay, so you've been climbing ever so long, and the cold is biting. Now, your names? Alphonse is quite used to the cold. In fact, it does not affect him at all, for he is a metal man and he perseveres just fine. Also, Tanya seems to muster the endurance as well. However, Klarggghh and Malia both are struggling to keep up, and as the biting cold cuts through their very skin. And I need both of you to take 2 damage, please. So, the little HP is to the right of your nameplate. Lower that down by 2. So you click on the little minus button. There you go. There you go. You strain to find and follow the trail amidst several inches of snow. Once again, everyone roll a d6 to see if you can find the trail. Mother, you click d8. We need you to click the d6.
I don't know how to know which is which.
It's second from the left.
Yeah, it's the one that looks like a 6-sided die. The other have more sides.
Okay, it's so tiny I can't see it, but
You can
is that
zoom
right?
in if you have a mouse wheel. You can zoom in using the mouse wheel.
Okay.
I'm just
I have a
using a laptop
touchpad.
pad, but you can do 2 fingers and pull down.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah.
As the winds blow, snow swirls around you and everyone is blinded. You unfortunately flounder through the snow and no one is able to find the trail. Everyone take another 2 damage.
Well, that's
Ouch!
great. Just fantastic.
So Tanya and Alphonse, I need you also to take 2 damage, please.
Working on it.
And now, once again, everyone roll a d6 again to continue to try to find the trail.
Need warmer diaper.
Alright.
My good sir, I'm not sure that diaper is the word you're looking for.
I think you might
No.
need more of a jacket or something.
After walking in circles for a bit, Malia pipes up and her keen senses are able to spot the trail, and she leads everyone to safety as you continue to climb the mountain.
Oh, thank you, my good lady.
As you trudge through the snow, trying to catch the threads of your lifelong past, you remind yourself that the Raven are your family now. You know each other. As far as memory is concerned, you've known each other your entire life. You've been traveling through 8 days to this god's forsaken mountains, but finally you find a crag that is slightly sheltered from the storm, and you pitch your tents on the icy ground. The air is thin, and as you all set your tents and bed down, Malia keeps watch and looks out to the small town 20 miles down in the base of the mountain. Soft beds, a warm fire, and cold drinks. The Rusty Owl Tavern was fit for a king compared to the icy death of Mount Azul. One by one, all of you begin to climb out of your tents. No one can sleep. Tanya tosses another log from the cart onto the fire. Just as the fire blooms and fingers and toes begin to warm, the horses begin to stir. Everyone, roll a d6. Malia, since you were keeping watch, your senses are the keenest. You notice there are high, steely eyes glowing in the rocks around camp. It seems like wolves are circling in. All right.
This is very cool.
So everyone take your smaller minis and you can place them on any of these raven markers here. These are your starting locations. You can choose where you begin. You seem to be under attack by wolves.
I have to see where Malia ends up and be farthest away possible.
Okay.
But I don't see. I see her way over in the corner.
Malia.
I'm here.
So you can drag your character down to one of these raven spaces.
Oh, I thought that was a raven space. How do you know what's a raven space? Sorry.
They're black with the yellow raven by the tents over there.
Don't forget to
Oh.
zoom your camera over and get closer if you want. So.
Okay. I was hiding behind the bushes.
I'm gonna. All right. Is everyone where they want to be?
Oops.
Try not to move the tents.
I know. I misclicked.
Is everyone where they want to be?
I can only speak for myself.
Wonderful. So, you see some wolves circling in. You can see on top of these columns here what the wolves look like. There's one big one, the black one, that has this blue. That's represented by this blue dye here, and then these smaller ones represented by these white dye. I need everyone to roll a d6, please.
There was a place besides on the die where we could see what the wolves look like. Oh, they're up there on podiums. Cool.
All right, we're gonna call that an average of 3. Ooh, wonderful. So luckily, Malia shouted out quick, and everyone jumped to their feet and raised their guard. So Tanya, you are going to act first in this combat. You are under attack. So you have your cards in front of you. The way combat works is there are 3 things that you can do every turn. There is your normal action, which is typically going to be a weapon attack or something like that. Right now you only have your inventory in front of you. And so if you read on your inventory, you'll see like light spears you can do a standard attack where it's a ranged weapon where you can throw it by using your standard attack. Or if you use your staff, you have to be within melee range right next to it, and you can make an attack using your standard action. You also have a swift action on your turn. You will often have cards that you draw later. You're not going to have it on this very first turn that will have swift actions on them. But for now, everyone should have a swift action that they can do on their race card. There's usually 2. One that charges up that you can do later, and one you can do right away. So you're going to want to do both of those if you at all can. So D-Sky, you are under attack. What do you want to do?
All right. And so it says range 7 on my spears. So does that mean like 7 spaces on the board?
Correct.
All right, great.
Your movement is dictated by what armor you're wearing. So you see just to the right of your race, you have your armor. And so it shows what your defense is and also what your move is. So you, Daisy Sky, you can move 6 spots. You can split that up however you like.
And what's the deal with diagonals?
Diagonals count only as one piece of movement.
Cool. And I can move through friendly player spaces?
You can, but you cannot end up there. You may not move through enemy spaces.
Okay. And range would work the same way as movement, where a diagonal just counts as 1.
That is correct.
And how far I have to get?
Does the number on the dice for the wolves equal their hit points?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
All right. And do I just drag my character to move her?
Correct.
So 1, 2, 3. Over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be 7 away from this guy, right?
You have to make you have line of sight, and I'm looking at you. You do have line of sight, so you can throw your spear at him if you like.
Right. Yes, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So roll a d6.
So you roll a d6. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you miss. Wonderful. So you hurl your spear and it strikes true, goes right through its heart, and the wolf, was about to start clawing up at you, goes limp and falls to the ground dead. Booyah! And you also have a swift action if you'd like to take it, Daisy Sky.
Yes, I will definitely put that token on the card to charge my range attack.
So since this one actually, it works with an attack, so you should have told me I'm doing it with the swift attack. I'm going to use my swift race action to do an extra 1 damage on this attack before you attacked. Just for future reference, just to let you know.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I thought it was supposed to go after the action, so it would be charging for your next turn. Okay.
Yeah, totally understand why you would think that, but a swift action, some things will happen by themselves, some things augment an action. Your race swift action augments your normal attack, so you do them both at the same time, but you do need to declare it before you do so. So go ahead and pull up one of these D6 here, Daisy. I'll do it for you. And you can set the rotation by right-clicking on it. And there's a rotation, click on rotation value, set it to 1, and this is going to be your token. If that makes sense.
Rotation is 1.
There you go.
Got it.
Then you just place it on top, and that's going to keep track that you have 1 token on that card.
Cool.
And the last thing you do is you draw a card. So draw a card from your deck, Daisy Sky. And I recommend you keep it in your hand pile, which is should be right in front of you. Just 1 card.
Okay.
And go ahead and flip it. F. So, now we get to the final action. There's swift, and there's standard, and then there are immediate actions. So immediate actions, if you're familiar with D&D, it's kind of like a reaction. Or if you're familiar with Magic the Gathering, it's like an instant. This is something you can do one of at any time. You can do it on your turn, you can do it on an enemy's turn, or you can do it on an ally's turn. They do many, many different things. Just let me know when you want to use them. You only get 1 immediate action per turn. It refreshes at the beginning of your turn. Does that make sense?
Per round or per turn? Do I get an immediate action on my turn and then Francis' turn?
No,
or are you talking about per round?
Per round.
Per round, okay.
That was, thank you for the clarification there. Yes,
Okay.
I'll guide you through it. So don't worry about making mistakes. I know this is a lot taken right away, but it should become pretty clear after we get past this little bit. So go ahead and read this. You're welcome to do this now, Daisy Sky, if you like, after you read it, or later. This looks like one you probably want to hold off on, but just let you know,
Yeah,
you can do it now if you wanted to.
I'll wait till I am attacked.
Wonderful. So Francis, it is now your turn.
Alright, I apologize. You're probably going to have to repeat a fair amount of what you already said to her.
That's quite all right. I totally understand.
My swift thing, I would need to be, I think, right next to an enemy first.
Yes, push an adjacent enemy. So you do need to be right
Yeah.
next to an enemy. So you can
And you
move up to
say,
him and push him if you want.
and my movement is what it says on my armor for?
That is correct. Now, pushing is something that you can push. If there was a cliff here, you could like push them off a cliff and perhaps kill them. There's only one hazard on this map, and that is the fire in the middle. So if you could push one of them into the fire, if any of them got close, that'd be fantastic. But right now, it might not help you so much.
Yeah. You said diagonals count as just one.
That is correct.
You better not be going for that alpha wolf. That alpha wolf is mine. Make best diaper.
Well, I suppose we'll just have to see about that. I'm gonna move to right here, and then I want to throw my axe at it.
Wonderful. How does that work?
As I take out my axe and wind up, I'm going to turn around and look back at Klarggghh. Because I know that throwing axes is like his thing, but it's also my thing.
I love it.
So I roll a
Tin fool think to claim the sky?
Oh, interesting. It says if I make a range 6 attack, I return this card to my hand.
Yes, it goes to your hand, and so you can't use it again. You would have to use a swift action to draw it on your next turn.
Okay, and a swift action, is that just like a global swift action, like draw a weapon from your hand, or does that have to say it on your race card?
Well, you'll notice if you have, like, on the hand axe, if you look at the hand axe, at the top of the card, it says Swift, weapon melee one-handed. So Swift is what you would need to use to put it into play. Standard is what you would need to use the weapon. So basically, you need to use a Swift action to draw it. So that's the downside of using the hand axe, is if you throw it, you have to take time to draw it later on.
But you don't have to like run over to it to pick it up or anything?
No.
Okay.
Gyo axe.
I still want to throw it because the opportunity is too good to be competitive.
I love this. Okay.
Yeah, 1d6.
2. So
I
you
got
throw
it.
your axe and it strikes true, not doing full damage because the wolf dances slightly out of the way, so it's only a glancing blow. But you do injure the wolf. And you can use your swift action to draw it immediately right now if you like, since you haven't used your swift action. Or you could choose to put a token on your metal-bound race card. It's your choice.
Oh, it's one or the other.
Because you only have one swift action.
Got it. Okay, so I guess... Okay. I'm going to draw it back immediately.
Wonderful, so you can just leave it there. Now draw your card from your hand. There you go. Flip it over, take a look at it. And this is a very good card. I'd recommend that you hold off on using this one until something attacks you.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Klarggghh, it's your turn.
Ha ha ha! Alright. So I watched that happen, and I thought it was really funny that, you know, it's still alive and it's within range. So, a quick mechanics question before I try to roleplay this out. If my ability says draw a card, is that drawing from my library, like drawing from my deck?
That is true.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to start with my Swift ability to pay a life and draw a card.
Wonderful.
When that happens, it's going to trigger my race ability, which is whenever I take damage or pay life, I put a token on the card.
So you go ahead and take one of these tokens, put it on there, set the rotation value to 1.
Yeah, trying to grab it. Come on, buddy. Come here. All right, thanks.
Yeah, it's buggy sometimes.
Rotate. Okay. Cool. And then I'm going to draw my card, which goes to my hand because it's this game. Okay, there we go.
So you drew a free immediate. The free immediate is different than regular immediates. You can, if you have 6 free immediates, you can do all of them at once. Free immediates, you can play as many as you have. They are free. They do not take an immediate.
Heck yeah, I'm doing that. I'm gonna roll and see if I can gain some life back and get more cards. And if not, I get a token. I get to up my token anyway. All right.
Go.
So would I put in recycle?
Yes, you put it in recycle.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll a d6. Come on, baby, roll high.
No.
That is not high. Okay.
so
I'm gonna go down to 5. Klarggghh!
Yeah, but you get.
Let's flip that to 2. Yep. Okay. So now I'm gonna move into range by.
You can choose to use your immediate right now too, just so you know, on your race card, because you have 2 tokens right now.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely doing that. I just thought I would get into position first. So great. Yeah.
Wonderful.
I'll sure. If it doesn't matter if I move first or use my immediate, then I'm definitely using my immediate.
It does not.
Okay. Great. So I am gonna definitely try to attack this wolf, and it's all gonna come down to the dice.
Okay.
But I've got a movement of 6, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get here.
Oh, okay. Great. It's a good idea with my low life and my cloth diaper to get as close to this guy as possible.
It sounds like you're playing Klarggghh appropriately.
Yeah, exactly. How do I spin him around? Turn around, Klarggghh. Okay. So I'm gonna use my sling weapon.
Wonderful.
And so I'm gonna roll a d6. If I roll high, I hit for 6 damage plus 2 for my tokens, and if I roll low, I do nothing. So.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you, buddy.
This wolf mine!
No! Oh, it looked like a 1. Oh,
it did. It's still a 3. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, so you wind up and you put all of your orcish rage into this throw, and it looks like it's going right for its head, but the wolf ducks right at the last second, and you miss. Barely.
I politely try to stifle enormous laughter.
So now you remove the tokens from your card because you just spent them.
Oh, they don't go. Oh, I see. So the tokens don't just accumulate over time.
Yeah, because it says remove token from this card when you do that.
Remove a token. So I get to only remove 1 though. Or is that how it works?
Yeah, that's the literal wording. I didn't write this, but that's a good thing to know. That might not be what was intended, but we're gonna take a note of that.
Okay.
So yes, set it to 1 then if you're removing a token.
Yeah,
I think
so
it probably would just be 1 because mine has like remove 1 token for each thing. So if it just says remove token after you use it,
it's possible. Yours is a little bit different. I feel like this should remove all of them, but maybe not. It's more powerful this way. And that's good. Orcs do take a lot of damage. So, you now draw your card at the end of your turn.
Okay. Is there a hotkey for draw?
I have no idea. Probably.
I'll look it up.
All right, and now, Malia, it is your turn. What you do?
So, I have a sling.
You do. Also notice that on your, so do you understand what sort of things you can do on your turn?
No.
Okay, so you have 2 actions. As you look over your cards, you will see that your weapons, they all have, in their reading, they have standard, : so standard is the type of action that it is. During your turn, you have 3 different types of actions you can make. You have a standard action, a swift action, and an immediate action. A standard action is one that you can do on your turn. It's typically your main attack. A swift action is something you also can only do on your turn. It's usually something that does a little something extra, either augmenting your attack or helping someone else out, healing, or doing something else. And then an immediate action is something that you can do at any time on anyone's turn. You can only do one once per round. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
But every card doesn't have the immediate action.
Correct. You actually don't have any immediate action options right now. You'll probably have one when you draw a card at the end of your turn, but right now you don't even have any immediate action options. So, right
Okay.
now, you have a swift action and you have a standard action. So, you have two options for standard actions. You can make an attack with your dagger, or you can make an attack with your sling. There's benefits to both. Um, and then for your swift action, the only option that you have right now is actually on your race card. If you look at Blood Touched, now the swift action that you can do is when you use your swift action, your next attack is going to deal one additional damage. So you can say, I'm going to attack with my sling using my Blood Touch swift action. So what that would do is you attack with your sling, and if it hits, you do an additional 1 damage on top because you did that. That would also put a token on your card, which would kind of charge up your racial ability for your thing that happens later.
Okay.
Are you following me? I know it can be a little dense at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like what I want to do.
Yeah,
Oops.
wonderful. So now your choice is, do you want to run up and stab him with your dagger and get in close and vicious? Or do you want to stay back and stay a little safe and use your sling and potentially do a lot of damage, but also potentially miss?
Well, what's the downside of using my dagger?
Your downside is that you're closer to the wolves that can bite you.
Okay. I think I'm going to go with my sling.
Okay, who are you attacking?
I'm going to go for these guys.
Well, those guys just
Here.
represent the die, or the dice, are all of the bad guys. These on top of the column just represent. So, are you going for this one over in the corner, or the small one over here, the bigger one behind the alpha? Which one are you going for?
Okay, how about this big one?
The blue one or the white one?
The white one.
Okay, the white one has 4 hit points. The blue one has 7. Just so you know, if that affects your decision making at all.
Does that mean if I get the blue one, I get 7 points? Or you have to
Well,
have
the
7 points?
blue one is hardier, and
Okay.
so looking at your sling, the way the sling works is it's kind of an all or nothing attack. If you hit, you're going to do 7 damage, which is a
Okay.
lot of damage. But if you miss, you're gonna either do 7 damage or you're gonna do nothing.
Okay, so I should go for the blue one.
It's probably the right move, but I don't want to tell you your business.
Yeah. Now that I understand that, I will go for the blue one.
All right, wonderful.
I knew I couldn't trust you, taking my kill.
So you have to make sure you're within range. You have to make sure you're within 7 spaces of it. So let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got to kind of maneuver up. You got to move forward a bit. You're not in range quite yet. So it's your
Can I
choice.
do that?
You can move. You can move. You can look at your armor. It shows you how much movement you have. So you're wearing animal skins. That gives you a defense of 1 and a movement of 6.
Okay.
So
I can go 6?
You can move 6. You could also move 3, attack, and then move another 3 if you so chose. So you just moved 3. You're now within range. You can move closer. You can stand there. You can move even closer if you like. It's your call.
I just don't know what the downside is, so...
Well, the downside is you're closer to the enemy. It's,
I might hit Klarggghh by mistake here.
Nah, it's not something you can do. Klarggghh does have a very big head. Whoa, you're way over there.
Whoops. Didn't mean to do that.
It's
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your d6 then, and we'll see if you hit. No! Oh, you miss! Oh, the wind is picking up and just making all of your rocks fly in weird directions. Ah, I'm so sorry. You missed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 1 movement left if you'd like to use it.
Okay, so would I get to try my dagger, or?
No, that would require another standard action. You only have 1 standard action per turn. I'm just saying, if you would like to move a little bit more, you have 1 movement left. Just want to make sure you know what you can do. You want to... Oh, you're backing up Klarggghh. Very nice.
Okay.
All right, so... since that is the end of your turn, you use your Swift. Go ahead and put a token onto your race card.
Okay, and the tokens are...
in these,
where are they?
the green dice up here. Just pull one out, drag onto it. It's a little buggy. I'll help you out. So I put it on. So go ahead and right click on the die, and set rotation should come up. Just right click on the die. Right click, not left click.
I did a right click.
Well, if you right click on the die, there's a set rotation button. Just try to figure it out. We'll move on.
Okay, it says roll.
Okay,
or rotation value.
Rotation value. Set it to 1.
Got it.
There you go. Now go ahead and draw from your deck at the end of the turn. It's the last thing you do. Flip it over with the F button. And look at. So this is a swift action. This is a swift card, so you can't use this at all. But it'll be an option for something you can do on your next turn. All right.
Okay.
So that is the end of your first turn, guys. You feeling like you kind of got a handle on how this works?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any
feeling good about it.
questions before the wolves attack?
Yeah, actually, just like, how did combat initiate? Was it that you, the DM, just said it did, or was there like some kind of provocation thing, or was it literally just throwing a spear at the wolves as the choice of the player that started the combat?
The wolves looked like they were attacking, and mechanically they were going to attack, and you were prepared enough and you rolled high enough on your initiative that you got to go first. Mechanically, that's how it worked.
Okay.
And why is combat happening? Because that's the way the story's going. Pretty much.
Got it. Right. That's like, okay, so we could have, we didn't have time to, throw a bunch of raw meat in a different direction, run away or anything like that.
No. That might be an option at some points, but this one was a little bit more cinematic in how it started,
Okay, just asking. Thanks.
No, totally. Wonderful. So, we have... So first off, we have the wolf gonna come in, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it's gonna get up here, and it's looking at you, and it's looking at the little elf girl, and wanted to take a bite out of you. So it's going to chomp on you, D-Sky, or Tanya. I'm sorry, I need to use your character name.
Oh, great! I'm getting chomped at
You're
now.
getting chomped at. Oh, and does 2 damage to you.
Ooh.
Chomps on you and does 2 damage. And then it's actually going to drag you a little bit in this direction.
So, am I grappled or something?
No, it doesn't work like that. It just drags you. It's just something it can do.
Cool.
Alright, and this wolf is going to run up here. And it's going to take a bite out of you, Mr. Klarggghh.
Klarggghh!
I love that name.
I'm sorry, D-Sky, do you have any armor? Do you have any damage reduction? I forgot. Yeah, you have
by
you
1.
have defense 1, so give yourself back 1 health.
Nice.
My fault. I'm sorry.
All
right.
good.
So, this wolf is going to take a much more hearty bite out of you for 5 damage, Klarggghh. I mean, for 4 damage, Klarggghh. Unless you can mitigate it with any armor in any way.
I have defense 1, so is that just 3?
You lower it to 3. So you take 3 damage.
Rude. Okay.
And then he is going to drag you in this direction. And then this wolf is going to come around, and he's also going to chomp down on you. And because they were using wolf-like tactics, he actually does a little bit extra, but he only had a little minor bite. He only does 2 damage to you, which is lowered by 1. So you barely survived that attack.
So there's nothing the rest of us can do while this attack's going on?
If you have any immediates, you can use those at any time. Assuming you have not already used your immediate action.
I have an immediate, but it says prevent,
Prevent 2 damage. That's to you. That should probably be
Okay.
written down. I'm going to rule as a DM that means just to you, but that should probably be rules as written on the card. Prevent 2 damage to the wearer of this.
Okay.
Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Oh man. Oh, and let's hope he rolls a 1, otherwise Klarggghh is going down. And Klarggghh, you are dead, unless anyone can mitigate.
Okay, well, hold on a second. I can do some mitigation. So tell me how much damage is coming at me?
2.
2. Okay, so my armor is gonna do one of those,
Okay.
and then actually I can get naked. I can discard my animal
Right,
skins
so that goes into your
and prevent
recycling.
2 of that damage.
So you now have a movement.
Yeah.
You now have a movement of 7. That's naked speed. So
Okay.
it bites into you and shreds through your armor as your skins are now tatters around your bloody body, and you're barely hanging on. But luckily, you're blocked in now. They can't even get any closer to you.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
My second wind, it doesn't specify. Does that only work on myself, or can I use it on anybody?
Yeah, this rules as written would make it seem like you can do it to anybody. So yeah, you could play this now in response to that attack if you like.
I would like to, because I think I get a bonus attack in there if I do.
Okay, go ahead and make that attack.
Well, so first I'll heal him.
It doesn't heal him.
Oh. Heal 1d6 plus your level?
Yeah, I mean, this... I'm going to rule that this is pretty much... Rules as written, I think this needs to be clarified. But this is... I'm pretty sure this is meant just for you.
Okay. In that case, I will not heal him. He's okay.
So are you going to use it to be able to attack?
No.
Because you can interrupt the attack, so he never... You basically would retcon it back a little bit, so the wolf never attacked him. You interrupt it by stabbing. You might kill the wolf, and the attack never happened.
It's just a matter of, like, do you or do you not want to hang out with a naked Klarggghh?
I think we all know the answer to that.
Still has his diaper on though.
Okay, so
It actually negates the wolf's attack, then yes, I will use it.
if you kill the wolf, it'll negate the attack. Only if it kills the wolf.
And he's at...
4.
It's a risk. Sure, why not?
Wonderful.
I'll use it.
So you heal yourself regardless. So this is 1d6 plus 1. So you're going to be at full HP anyway. So go ahead and raise yourself to 11, and you do for max damage. Oh, you fuck it up. Klarggghh, put your health back on.
Wow.
Put your health back up too.
Okay.
Sir, put your clothes back on.
Fine.
Now, there's one downside to that, though.
Oh yeah, I need to put it back in my... Does it go in my deck?
It goes to your recycle.
Recycle.
So unfortunately, that does mean that the other wolf can now fit in and attack you. So Klarggghh, you're getting attacked again. And
all right.
1. It doesn't even get through your skins.
Haha.
Nice.
You lucky, lucky orc. Alright, so here we go. So this one's coming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can't even get to you. And this one can't get to you either. Alright, and that is the end of the wolf's turn. You have all survived! Luckily! Well done! Okay, and so... it is now going to be Tanya's turn once again.
That's right. Is there anything about opportunity attacks if I'm moving out of range?
Nope, no opportunity attacks this game.
Awesome. All right, then I'm gonna run away from this guy who's dragging me. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3 over here. Wait. 2. Yeah, over here, and I'm gonna use my like straight line attack
Nice.
take
Well,
the
can
token
you?
off of here. Yeah, I think so. Just one additional character per token. So
Wonderful.
I can
So you
yeah.
get 2. Nice. Well done. Go ahead and make that attack. So this is going to be a roll damage for both of these targets. At least 4. Come on, at least 4. Ah! You miss. Because on a 1 or
And
2, that does not hit.
okay. And then I take this token off. And I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. So I'm gonna go another 1, 2. Can I like be like back here?
No, you may not.
No. Okay.
Sorry.
So
It's to
guess I'm trying
stand on a square, and the entire square has to be clear.
okay. So I can't even stand on this square.
You may not.
Okay. That's good to know. Well, I guess yeah, here's as good as anywhere.
Okay. And so you can go ahead and draw a card if that's the end of your turn.
Yes.
All right. Alphonse, it's your turn.
Okay. I have both of my. Oh, I'm going to use my push swift ability.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure what that does, but
It pushes any of these guys in one direction exactly away from you.
yeah, which doesn't do much if they just move right back their next turn. But I do get a token, which will hopefully add up to something.
That is true. That is true.
I will push.
Well, one thing that I will tell you is that these wolves are getting flanking bonuses. So if you push the white one, diagonally away from you, it will no longer be flanking your boy Klarggghh.
There is flanking. Okay. Thanks for the strategy advice.
So go for it.
I will. Yeah. So I will push the one that's this one. Can I push it diagonally, like to this space?
No, you have to push it directly away from you, so that's where it goes.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. And then it says I put a token on this card. Are there tokens available to...
Yeah, the tokens are these like D6 here. So you pull
Okay.
one out and you put it on top of your race card, and then you right-click on it, set rotation value to 1.
Also, Q and E, if you're hovering over it, will spin it down and up.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. So well done. Now, are you going to make an attack, and are you going to move?
So if both of my weapons are swift, does that mean I can't use them?
No, that's swift to draw. They're standard to attack. So you see swift at the top? That's what it is if it's in your hand to get it into play. Below it is what the card actually does.
Okay,
standard.
that makes
Both
sense.
standard.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will use my axe. I would like to say I will throw it completely unnecessarily right next to me, but I won't. Oh, I will! To keep this flanking bonus from happening again.
But you could always move into that position as well to make sure it doesn't happen. But if you want to throw to show up Klarggghh, I'm all about that. I'm not here to tell you your business.
Yeah, so there's no order to attacking and moving, right?
You can split it up however you like.
We can split. Can we split movement too, then piece by piece?
Yes, you may.
Awesome. Okay. I will attack this D4 next to me. It's D4 wolf.
Okay, so
I'm
roll
sorry,
that
D6.
Roll that D6. Ooh. All right, so your axe sinks into its flank and it lets out a yoop.
Then I'm going to move right here.
Wonderful. Draw your
That's-
card, And remember, my friends, if you have immediate actions, you can use them anytime before your turn. So, Klarggghh, you're still alive, and it's your attack.
Nice. Okay.
Can I interrupt with a question?
By all means, by all means.
Yeah.
Can you use the immediate that you drew on your turn?
Yes, you may. Oh, not on your turn, because your turn ends when you draw that, but you can use it right after your turn if you like.
Oh, right, because it's an immediate.
Mm-hmm. If you do, you'll be using up your immediate until it's your turn again, but you can use it whenever you want to. And if it's a free
Okay.
immediate, you can use as many of those as you like. So,
Which that one is.
Which it is a free immediate.
So if you had multiple of these, that'd be fantastic, but since you don't, it doesn't really matter, but just so
Right.
you know.
Okay. I'll hold it for now.
Oh, but this one is draw a card and move one, so you could potentially draw another immediate and then use that still, since this is a free immediate.
This is true. Move one. If there are no allies adjacent to the enemy you are attacking. Okay. Question. Are we allowed to like communicate with is that sort of within the rules, communicate with our team in our turn, or is there like a limit for that?
There's a limit. I mean, it's not a hard and fast rule, but in general, I prefer to keep it to what you might be shouting out in the heat of combat. So you can't like have an in-depth like move 3 squares over so I can blah blah blah, but you can be like, I'm gonna get that guy, flank him, like stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Even though it's technically not my turn anymore, if I could shout out, "Leave this one for me," and then use my free immediate.
Totally do that.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. You'll have to wait just a little bit longer, Klarggghh. All right. It's not another free immediate.
But it's immediate, so you can use it at the same time.
Yeah.
So the gladiator goes into your recycle.
Move one. Next attack deals 2 damage. 3. Okay. I don't really need to move, but I'll move here. Nope. Nope. Nah.
Well, I think you have to move because the card tells you to.
That's true. It doesn't say you may move. I'll move there.
I rule that you can. That's optional. You don't have to move.
Okay.
This is something that may change in the future, and I think it should be worded differently. If that is the case, if not. But we're still playtesting, so I'm personally ruling you don't have to move unless you want to.
In that case, when people do ranged attacks, is there any loss for when there's somebody between you and your target?
Nope.
Okay. Well, this is fine then. It's fine.
Okie dokie. Klarggghh, it's your turn.
All right. So I'm going to use my immediate on my race card. So my next attack deals an additional damage. And I'm going to attempt to sling the alpha right in front of me because he pissed me off. And also, he's mine. And the weakling aluminum person went after a different one, so this one is definitely mine.
Excuse me, it's iron.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So Captain Tinfoil over there is going after a lesser wolf, and I am going to take on the biggest one, obviously.
Okay.
Its pelt will go best with my complexion when I turn it into a better animal skin. So
wonderful. Make your attack roll. What are you attacking it with?
I'm doing the sling again so that I can because I have a potential to do 7 damage. So
okay.
We're gonna just frickin' all or nothing this guy. Here we go. All right. So I literally missed from the next square over.
Well, I mean, you have a big burly wolf, and you have 2 wolves right in front of you. You're trying to use a sling, and you wind up and you throw, and it's just you go right between them. You couldn't. You at the last second thought you might want to hit the other one, and it just made things difficult for you. Is that the end of your turn?
Cool. I will get rid of my token, which hopefully I can just drag back to the bag. Yep. And then I will draw a card. Let's see here. What do we get?
That's a good one.
Immediate. Yeah. Plus your level.
But
How do I know what level I am?
But you used your immediate already, I'm afraid, when you made
Yeah.
your attack. So you do not have one until the beginning of your next turn.
Okay.
Okay. So Malia, your turn.
Okay. So I have a strong attack.
Wonderful.
Can I use this?
You sure can. It uses your swift action.
Yep.
So what this is going to do, it's going to augment your next attack. So if you
Okay.
do this, you roll a 1d6. And if you roll high, if you roll a 4, 5, or 6, your next attack is going to do 3 more damage than it normally would have. And if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, it'll do 1 extra damage.
Okay.
So you want to use this if you're trying to hit something big.
I kind of want to go after this alpha.
Yeah, I think you should. Especially if you're doing
Okay.
a strong
Get
attack.
it.
And just so you know, you have a dagger. Now the dagger's special thing is if you are flanking, you get 1 additional damage. So if you move to the other side of this wolf, which I think you have the movement to do, you'll be flanking it with Klarggghh, and you'll do even more damage.
Okay, so I want to use the
Malia, go.
dagger.
Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead
So I go ahead and
You have
roll.
How much movement do you have? You have to move first. You have 6
Oh,
movement. If you want to attack with your dagger, you have to be right next to it, so move wherever you like. You cannot move through enemy spaces, but you can move around them diagonally.
Okay. I have to move 6.
No, you can move
Nope.
up to 6.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
That's 1. That's 2.
Is that considered flanking, or does she have to get behind it?
She has to get behind it, so that'd be 3.
Okay.
4.
Which is it, I think, because there's tree in the next square.
Whoops. Come back. Where'd he go?
You got her.
Jeez. Come on. I don't know what's happening. Okay, wait.
I'll move it for you.
It's a trackpad here.
Sorry. Okay, Zach, I need an assist on the movement.
Okay.
Can we go there, or is the tree in that square, Zach?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Good question.
Now I roll my d6.
So if you want to use strong attack, you roll your d6 to figure out how much extra damage you're doing. Are you going to use
Yeah.
your strong attack?
Yeah. I want to finish this guy off.
Well, you could choose to use your strong attack, or you could choose to use your blood touched swift ability. You have your choice between the two. The benefit between the strong attacks is going to do much more damage right now. The benefit between if you use the blood touch is you're going to for sure do 1 extra damage with it. And then
Okay.
on your next turn you'll be able to use your powerful race ability where you do a bite attack and you'll get 2 attacks on your next turn.
Okay. So I'd use the next swift on my next turn.
Yes. So it's like your choice. Like if you use a strong attack, that's a more powerful choice now. Where if you use the race swift attack, that's not going to be quite as powerful now, but it's going to be much more powerful later.
Okay. Probably need it later.
It's your call.
Okay, I'll use that.
Okay, so flip your token to 2 on your blood touched. And then roll that d6.
So I switch it to the 2 rotation value.
Correct.
Mhm.
There you go.
Okay.
And now you roll a d6, and it's going to do +2 because you're flanking because of the dagger, and also because the blood touched. Nice. That's going to do 5 damage. Now this thing has a defense of 1, so it's only going to do 4, but you sink deep into this guy. So you get behind it, your dagger pierces into its flank, and it howls in rage.
Can I do this thing where I'm flanking, and so I deal an additional 1 damage?
I already did that because you
Oh,
got
you did that.
+1 damage from your blood touched, and then you got +1 damage from the dagger, so you got +2 overall.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So then you rolled a 3, so 3 + 2 is 5, and then this wolf has a defense of 1, so that 5 was brought down to 4. You did 4 damage.
Okay. Okay.
I'm the only one who has to pay attention to all this stuff. You don't have to worry about the math.
Excellent.
So is that the end of your turn?
I believe it is.
So go ahead and draw a card. Flip it over. And now remember, my friends, if you have immediates, you can do them at any time. It is now the wolves' turn.
Except for me, because I have to wait because I used mine.
Alright. So, first thing this guy's gonna do is move over here. And he's going to attack you, Klarggghh.
Klarggghh!
And he's going to do 4 damage to you.
Man, I don't know what I did to piss him off. I'm the only one that hasn't hit him.
They smell blood.
Yeah. Alright, so how does this work? If I discard my animal skins again, do I still get the defense 1? Because I think
You
actually
do.
I'm dead
So you
either way.
mitigate
I do.
3. That way.
Okay.
So you
Alright.
you take 1 damage.
Yep.
Alright.
He's naked again.
And then the alpha wolf is also going to attack you, Klarggghh. And it does 6 damage.
Alright, going to -5.
Can anyone help him mitigate it? Can anyone do anything to help him out? I think you... Oh, you don't have your... Did anyone do anything? Klarggghh is going to die if no one has anything they can do to help.
I
Dodge for him.
got nothing.
Alright. So the alpha...
Wait. Nope, never mind. It says prevent 2 damage. Again, I'm assuming that is only to myself.
With dodge,
Yep.
I'm going to rule that. And we should
Yeah.
probably write into the card and change the wording a bit. This is why we're doing this, but I'm definitely going to rule that that's only for you. So these wolves get into a flanking position on Klargggh's smelling blood. The one that back nips at his heels. Klarggghh turns around to try to defend himself, and then the alpha jumps on his back, ripping into him. And Klarggghh is dead, ladies and gentlemen.
You can't use a swift when it's not your turn, right?
Nope, I'm afraid you may not. So now this wolf is going to be attacking you, Alphonse. And it's going to hit you for 4 damage. Unless you can mitigate it in some way.
I am going to... Oh, yeah, I wasn't looking at dodge actually earlier. Earlier I was looking at my bark armor ability, but it still would only really make sense if the person wearing the armor uses it. Yeah, so I will use dodge.
Okay, what's that do?
I roll 1d6 on a high roll, negate the attack.
Wonderful. Oof.
Yeah.
These dice are not liking you guys.
No, it's been really bad rolls.
Alright, so 4 damage is coming at you. You can think your bark armor negates 2 of it, so you take 2 damage.
Okay.
Alright, this wolf is going to be attacking Malia. It's going to be 1d6 plus 1 because it's now flanking you.
Man, these wolves got great strategy, better than I do.
And that's going to be 5 damage to you, Malia.
Oh, can I do anything to prevent that?
If you have a card that mitigates it, you can. You also have Animal Skins, which lowers it by 1. So that's going to be 4 damage automatically.
I have a free immediate prevent 2 damage.
Well, that would be if you would discard your card completely. If you want to do that, you can. That's usually something you want to save to when you're almost dead, however.
Okay, got it.
Because you have to draw it again after you shuffle up. Just like Dominion,
okay.
right?
It's gone for the combat.
Okay, so
Right,
I take
okay.
2 damage.
You take 4 damage.
Oh, that's a lot.
You're telling me.
These wolves ain't messing around, man.
Okay, at least I have my clothes on.
All right.
Kinda.
And this wolf is going to drag you in this direction. And this wolf is going to drag you in this direction. wolf's gonna come around and is going to attack you, Malia.
Again?
Oof, and that is 7 damage to you.
So mitigate 1 to 6.
So yeah, and it can mitigate another 2, which would get it down to 4. That still kills her, unless anyone could do anything. All right.
Nope.
So the wolf sinks into you, and Malia falls over as well. Your companions are dropping like flies to these wolves, my friends. I'm sorry. Okay, and then this wolf is gonna come around and attack you, Tanya. And that's going to be 3 damage to you. Unless you can mitigate in any way.
Okay. I do have dodge also. Does that make sense for me to use with this low of damage I'm taking, or?
It's completely your call. I don't think it's a bad move because you're going to be drawing more cards.
Yeah, I'll use it. All right. I'm going to try and dodge this attack.
This really explains a lot, like how the king and the sun died.
Right.
There is no heir. He's long gone.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
If we were the king's guard, it's no wonder.
Oh, I see. You're making commentary about our abilities as guards.
Yeah.
So, I'm like, hell no, I'm not getting bitten again, and I dodge out of the way of this attack.
Did you roll the die?
Yeah, I rolled a 6.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Yes. So it chomps down on you. I mean, it chomps at you, but you're able to get out of the way, but it does grab a piece of the fabric from your clothes and drags you in this direction. Okay, and then you guys see a woman who seems to be made out of greens, a plant woman, emerge from the forest. And she says, "Ah, yes! More sacrifices! Rip them to shreds, my wolves!" And it is going to... Cool. And so now, Tanya, it is your turn.
Great.
Our fate rests on your shoulders, Tanya. No pressure.
Okay. Well, guess I probably shouldn't run away then. One, two. Okay. I see the alpha from this space.
You sure can.
Great. All right. I'm gonna use my swift where I charge up my ranged attack, and I put a token on my card, and I'm gonna throw a spear at it.
Wonderful. Roll that die. Oh my gosh, the dice are not being nice to you. Afraid you missed, Daisy Sky.
Okay.
Shaken by your friends falling like flies, you throw your spear, but hesitate just a moment too long, and it goes just wide.
I'm gonna move a little bit more. I'm gonna use one movement to get there, so I'm gonna go 2, 3. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah,
All right.
I'm back here now.
Go ahead and draw a card. And then Alphonse.
I don't have any more cards in my
Oh.
deck.
Well, then you are out of cards. Did you make sure you drew all of them out?
I'm pretty sure.
Did you only,
that
only had
that was-
2 cards? Oh no, you.
That's
No, they're all right here, Daisy Sky. Did you use
Where are
all these?
oh, she probably picked up the whole deck when she drew last time.
Oh, yep.
Here.
That would have been what happened.
I'll figure this out for you. Here we go.
Okay, I had one card that had to do with like if I had 6 HP or less, then something happens. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I have not yet
Which-
mastered the
wh-
grabbing one
no,
card
no, it's
versus
fine,
grabbing
it's
the
fine,
deck.
it's fine. Which one is the one you had up here?
It's the bottom one.
It was the bottom one. Yeah,
This
Dark
one?
Passenger.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, go ahead and take one. All right, Alphonse, it's your turn. Your friends are falling around you. What do you do?
Well, 4, 5 wolves should be no problem for Alphonse. And I look nervously at the corpses all around me. I will can't do that
How'd
yet.
you make
I
your
will.
guy dead, Colin?
He's fancy. So he's got a die ability on him.
That's awesome.
It's animated too. My
Yeah.
big one's down.
I saw that he was like moving. I was pretty jealous of that.
Yeah, so I think like the original ones that weren't in the bag just have more stuff built into the objects, the animating them, and yeah, so I took advantage of it and died.
Well, I like Malia's death stance here, so.
There you go.
I don't know if this is significant in a game of this but it doesn't matter. Am I able to tell if like the wolves are paying attention to this woman that just came out of the trees?
Well, she's kind of cheering them on, so they seem to be together in some way.
I'm wondering if I go and kill her, if maybe they'll leave us alone.
Just remember, you did use your gladiator card to give you bonus of damage on this one in front of you.
Yeah, I have +2. Oh, that's right. +2 should be more than enough to... Okay, I will use my hand axe on this one that I'm facing.
Okay. Nice. You didn't even need it. You eviscerate this
Didn't
guy.
matter.
You do 8 damage to him. Alright, and is that the end of your turn? You got movement and a swift action as well, I believe? So you can
yeah.
push somebody if you want.
I'm going to do the push, and that gives me a second token.
Mm-hmm. So this guy goes right here if that's who you're pushing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I will look to Klarggghh and I'll be like, I wish you could have seen that, my friend.
Alright, so change your token to 2, draw a card. Klarggghh, you're dead. Malia is dead as well, so it is now the wolves' turn. This wolf is gonna come here. It is going to make an attack on you. And do 6 damage to you.
Ouch.
Are you still up? Can you do anything?
I can't do anything. I am still up.
Alright. So mitigate as best you can, and then the wolf is going to drag you in this direction. And then this wolf is going to come around here. attack you. And that's gonna be 6 more damage to you.
And I'm dead.
Alright. Do you have death animation?
Nope. I don't suppose you can cast an instant in the final moments before your death, can you?
Depending. What is it?
It just gives. It would give Tanya a reroll.
Yeah, this has to be when she's rolling something at that very moment. So, unfortunately,
Okay.
no.
Okay, got it.
Okay. And then, this wolf's gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is going to attack you, Tanya. And it's gonna do 2 damage to you.
Okay.
This one is also going to attack you, doing 3 damage to you. Unless you can mitigate it in any way.
Hold on one second. I'm reading this one.
Okay.
So I'm at 6 HP. So if I use my Dark Passenger card, if I made an immediate melee magic attack as it rolls up, does that prevent them from making their attack?
Yes, you could do this before they attacked. So.
Okay, so it's already attacked me, so I can't do that.
No, because we'll just rewind it a little bit. You could say
Okay.
you're doing this right before they attack.
Okay, so as it rolls up, I'm gonna go Dark Passenger.
Alright, wonderful.
And it ignores their armor, which is cool. And I get to draw a card, which is cool.
Oh, almost. So free immediate, so that doesn't count as your immediate.
Yeah.
And then do you want to use the dodge? Because it's still attacking you.
No, I'm gonna take the damage this time.
Okay. And then this wolf is coming in. And is also going to attack you.
So do I have to decide whether or not to... Can I wait until after it rolls to decide if I'm dodging?
Yep, you can see the damage first. It's doing 1 damage to you.
I'll take it.
Okay. And then...
It's just me and all these wolves.
And then this woman shouts out, what was that? That was terrible! Attack again! And the wolf attacks you again. And instead of doing the 1 damage, it did 2, so you take 1 additional damage from what you were.
1 additional. Great. It attacked me twice?
No, it attacked you once and then it got inspired. So mechanically, it kind of I did it like that, but
Okay.
And then we all wake up in Ohmakai, and it turns out that this is how you get through the rifts: is you have to have the humility of defeat in battle.
No.
Yes, there you go.
Alright, so she can move 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's moving. She's gonna try to throw a spear at you.
All right, what you got, lady?
And she hits you, doing 3 damage.
Well, I'm gonna dodge her spear attack.
Very nice, very nice. So roll that die, see if you dodge it. And you do not, unfortunately.
Oh no,
So
she just spears me and I'm dead.
Take a spear to the gut, and you are dead.
Wah wah.
Nobody made it.
That's not true. The wolves made it.
Well, good for them.
Wait, no, I think I can. Let's see. Yep. Die. Die.
So,
Die.
all of you feel extreme pain as you fall to the ground in the snow as the snarling of wolves, the last sound that you hear. And Klarggghh and Malia, your eyes open up and you're a little disoriented at first because you're sitting in a comfortable room with a roaring fire, cushioned seats. You're looking across at each other, and then across the way to another chair is a third figure who's staring back at you with a big grin, silently looking you up and down.
Okay.
Oh, just be patient one moment. I think we're going to have a couple more joining us any moment now. And oh, there they are. And Alphonse and Tanya, you find yourself coming to consciousness in the same room. Another chair appearing for each one of you as if they had always been there. And you look around at your companions who seem no worse for wear, with this strange, elaborate figure. This seems to be a very slender and very tall human man with a rictus grin staring back at you. Welcome, welcome. Oh, well, that was unpleasant now, wasn't it? Would you like to try again?
Am I still naked?
You all are wearing your clothes. Oh, speak up,
Again?
Try it.
speak up.
I feel
Yes!
like I want to read the rule book, though.
Put the rule book away for a second, Mom.
Go to study.
Don't worry about it.
I don't want to die again.
You're dead. I'm sorry. It happened.
Okay.
Would you like to try again?
Try fighting the wolves. Try life. What are you saying?
Yes, to all of it. You see, unfortunately, you died, my love. And, well, I've taken a liking to you, you and your little friends. And I can send you back, if you like, if you want, for just the smallest of prices. Just a teensy weensy sliver of your soul.
Come again, chap?
Well, your soul, darling. Just a little piece of it. Oh, I dare say you're not going to be using it if you don't go back anyways. So just give me a small sliver. A small little bite. And then I'll send you on your way.
Creeping me the fuck out. I think I'm just gonna get up and take a walk, see what else is in this here afterlife, and I'll get back to you, okay? I try to stand up and walk away.
You stand up and walk away. You notice that there are no walls. I mean, there's no doors or exits of any sort. This room is. You're sitting in chairs around a roaring hearth, and the room is bereft of any decoration or window or door or portcullis of any sort. Well, my dear, please take all the time you like. But I dare
Window over
say if
here.
you take too long, well, the wolves might have their way with what's left of your carcass.
Well,
Oh,
now look here. I I think we need some answers first. Um, how much of our soul exactly? What does it look like if we don't have all of our soul when we go back?
Oh, you wouldn't notice a thing. In fact, some people like it. For if you give me a little nibble, I give you something in return, darling.
This doesn't mean that we go to you know where next time we die, does it? Because I have to say, that's off the table for me.
You know where? Oh, do not bother me with your paltry religions and fanatical mumblings. No, don't. No, when you die, you go wherever.
You know, I can't even remember that much of my life. Like, maybe this happened to me already. Maybe I already lost a piece of my soul. What is it, losing another?
Whoops. Did not mean to give you all of those cards. If you could take it back. Well, there is another option if this really turns your stomach. You all like each other, you're friends. Well, how about this? I will give you the option of paying for each other if you so choose.
Do I have my sling?
You have no weapons on you.
No weapons. Okay.
Does
So,
that mean
yes, dear, if you'd like, you could pay 2 teensy bites of your soul. So one of your friend would remains unnibbled upon. It's a hero's choice. Either way, I get my fee.
Well, is anyone not very attached to their souls?
as much as I would love to send all of my friends back untarnished, I don't know that I could live with myself knowing that I was less of a man for doing so in my own soul.
It is your choice, but I do recommend you make this choice quickly.
I'll pay for Alphonse.
Oh, how beautiful of you. Well, back then, I'll give you another moment to see if your friends want to join, because I might be seeing you shortly if it's only the two of you going back.
We'll see what other choice we have.
Well, there's always the other choice, dear, but I wouldn't recommend it.
And the other choice is just being dead.
As a doornail,
Right.
6 feet under. Well, in your case, it would be 6 feet over there, 6 feet over there, 6 feet over there.
Yes, we get it. We get it. Malia, what do you think?
Well, I'll join you.
Just for a small nibble, my dear.
I've already had
Klarggghh?
the nibble. What's one more?
Yeah,
And,
I suppose we've been nibbled by some wolves.
and what about you, tall, dark, and stinky?
I go with Alphonse.
And you will allow me my taste?
Uh, I go with Alphonse.
I need a yes or no, dear.
He's kind of looking at everybody else really confused, and he just sort of like scratches his face for a second and then stares back at the person.
I go up to Klarggghh and I put my hands on his shoulders. I go, Klarggghh, tell the nice lady you'll give a piece of your soul for you and for Malia.
Nice lady. Malia, give. Nice lady. I give piece of Malia.
That was close, Klarggghh. You give piece of you.
I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it would be improper to manipulate Klarggghh unknowingly into, he's not one for words. Manipulate him into giving 2 pieces of his soul when he doesn't know what he's doing.
Now, come on. You really think that Klarggghh is going to notice a little piece of his soul missing? Klarggghh will be just fine. The sky is there. That's all the soul that he needs. Klarggghh, would you miss 2 pieces of your soul more than you would miss 1 piece of your soul? I don't think so. I think you'd be fine.
I throw rock, never miss.
That's right.
Well, we both know that's not true.
Come on, he just died. You think we could soften the blow a little bit?
I grow bored of this, dear, but the wolves are not getting bored of your corpse. Last chance, my boy.
I guess?
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, since you all are going off together, I'll give you the group discount. And I'll let you all feel hearty and hale when you return to the surface. So, back you go. And everyone, your eyes pop open. And you can return yourselves to full health. But the wolves are still there, I'm afraid. And, whoa, what happened?
Zack, we're scheduled just for a 2-hour session, right?
Yeah, it's going a little longer than I thought. Are you having some time conflicts?
I'm just working on my application. That's all.
It's just to the end of the combat. Hopefully we get through it quite soon. Okay.
Cool.
Klarggghh, this is now in your deck.
Okay.
And
Great.
these guys.
So you want me to shuffle it in?
Both of these cards in your deck, yes, you may shuffle those in, unless it says stay on top. And Mother Dear, that is now in your deck. All right, wonderful. So, Tanya, it's now your turn.
Do we still have the cards that we had drawn?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So this is considered the same combat, so my armor's still in the the recycle? Yep, okay. Cool.
Your turn, these guys.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That makes sense. All right. And I'm guessing did I lose my token or do I still have that?
You still have it. Everything's the same.
Cool. Okay, let's take a look at these guys. So I'm gonna go 1, 2. Yeah. Move 3, 1. And I'm my straight line attack again.
Oh,
I failed.
I'm just looking
What?
at chat. Mike, the creator, was in here. He said, "So good." I don't know what it was about, but apparently Mike likes something. He's the person who invented this game. He likes something that happened. So
Nice.
what were you trying to do, D-Sky?
I was attempting to do my straight line attack again, and I missed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Can I can't use the target ally may reroll a die for myself, right?
No, you may not.
Okay. Well, I've only moved
Wait.
3, so I'm... What?
I can use mine on you.
Woo! You haven't used an immediate yet, right?
I have not.
Okay.
I will use Inspire.
I feel so inspired.
Yeah, and you can re-roll and take the higher.
What does it look or sound like when you inspire me?
Oh boy, I'm not a bard, so I have to think about this. I want a suit of armor. I will shout, "My dear lady, you have died once and returned from the very, the very, the death itself. You have returned from death itself. If that can't stop you, nothing will. Strike true."
So inspiring.
Yeah, he's
Going
we're a little
again.
shaken.
Yay! Well, you did 3.
You also add 1.
You do.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of your swift. You used your swift action on your race, right?
Well, no, it's part of inspire. You basically
Ooh.
advantage +1.
So you eviscerate both of these mofo's.
Yes.
Nice.
You were right. I escaped death itself. Yes.
Well done, these guys. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm just gonna move a little more. That's my turn.
All right, go ahead and draw a card, and Alphonse, it's your turn.
Well, I sincerely hope I never die again. Here goes nothing. I will use my swift ability to remove my 2 tokens.
Okay.
So it pushes them by 2 squares and their defense becomes 0. I guess I don't know if they actually had defense to begin with, but I don't know much about wolves, so we'll do that.
So this one
Oh wait,
goes
they
over
can't.
here,
Yeah, that one can't
and
go
this
anywhere,
one
can it?
bonks and stays.
But I'm assuming its defense would still be reduced.
That is true. Yep.
How long does that last?
Until the beginning of your next turn.
Let's start my next turn. Okay, in that case, I'm actually gonna go up to the alpha. 1, 2.
Okay.
And attack it with my axe.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do.
Oh man, I wish I
Obviously.
should have saved it for a throw. That's okay. Oh my gosh!
All right. Well, you lowered its defense, so it still takes 1 damage. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Oh,
Well
I
done.
gotta draw though.
Draw a card. Okay. Klarggghh, you're up.
Klarggghh. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is use my Swift, and I'm going to pay a life to draw a card.
Okay.
Put that over there. Flip it over. What do we got? Oh! Unbreakable! Stays in play. Oh, that's a Swift, so it has to be on my next time I can do a Swift, which is next turn. Okay. Alright. Great. And then I'm going to walk 1, 2, 3, 4. Just go to right there. And I am also going to swing my hand axe at it.
All right. Make that attack roll.
And I guess you can decide if that's flanking or not from the direction, but we'll see.
All right. And so your axe bites into the head of this thing, and right as you decapitate it, you see something strange. There is a spider that crawls out of the body of this dismembered wolf that is falling to the ground. And it leaps and jumps onto your arm and burrows into you.
Kill wolf, get spider for free. Ha ha! See what I do?
And this card is now
I stronger warrior than you, tinfoil man.
Wonderful. And when that happens, the plant woman yells, "No! No!" and seems very upset by this spider thing happening. Is that the end of your turn, Klarggghh?
Yeah, let me put this in and shuffle and then draw real quick. I was just reading it first, but I guess I didn't necessarily need to.
Obsidian Spider stays out. You don't shuffle that in. It says
Oh,
ready to play.
okay. So I guess I didn't understand because it's a Swift. It says Swift on it.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I guess that's a good point. Yeah, I guess you do. Oh, okay. No,
So like it seems like the corruptions are like benefits like paired with drawbacks, right? And then they stay in play if it's that way. But I think like along with my Unbreakable one, I had to draw it, and it's in my hand right now. And in order like it just seems like it's a permanent effect once I use it as a Swift.
Yeah, I think you're correct. I think that is correct there.
Okay, so I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna put it in the deck. I'm gonna shuffle, and then I'm going to draw. And it's probably gonna be the same card because that's how it goes. Nope. All right. Cool. And I didn't use an immediate ability this time, so I actually have stuff that I can help with if I need to. Cool. I will end my turn.
Malia, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to use my sling.
Okay.
Okay.
Who are you using?
And so I'm gonna go over here. Wait a minute, sorry.
You're this person over here.
Where am I? This guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So
So you're in range if you're trying to attack the wolf with your sling.
okay. Alright. So should I just hit my D6 then?
Yep, if that's what you're doing.
Yep.
You also
go
remember
for it.
you have you can make a bite attack now. Because you have 2 tokens on your blood touch race.
Oh, I thought I only had one.
No, you have 2. Because see, it's the number 2.
Oh, okay. So what can I do? Sorry.
You can do a second attack if you like.
Do I have to tell you that now?
You have to tell me on your turn, yeah. I mean, you can attack with a sling and then do that. If you like.
Okay, I'm gonna try my sling first.
Okay, against the wolf. Make that attack roll.
Yes.
Nice. So you're
Had a good feeling about that.
The die are on your side now.
Yeah.
So your rock hits it real hard. It falls over dead. Are you gonna make your
Bam.
attack on either the wolf or this plant person in front of you?
Yeah, I think I better deal with the plant person.
Okay. So move
Okay,
up next to him and make that bite attack. So you remove the tokens and then you roll a d6.
Okay, so we've got a plant. We've got a plant person. What's the one over here on the corner, with the long red ponytail?
That shouldn't even be on the board. I don't know who that is.
Okay.
That's why I was confused.
My bad.
Okay.
That was
That's another
probably
weird
one
one.
you were looking at earlier to stay on the board.
Okay. Here I go.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so you do 3 damage to this person.
Wait, I'm gonna. I just want to go, yeah, biter, and do the inspire.
Okay, so roll your die again. Does inspire?
Okay, and I had something too, but let me see.
Inspire is advantage +1.
Okay, so I roll again.
You can roll
Yeah,
again.
you roll one more time.
Nice. That's gonna be 6 damage now. Is there anything else you were gonna do? Mother?
No. I think that's good for now. So what
I
do
would
do,
like
draw a
to.
card?
Okay, so you draw a card. And what are you gonna do,
Okay.
Klarggghh?
Just dance in a very triumphant manner right in Alphonse's face.
Wonderful.
Rude.
Okay, so alright, so that's 6 damage, so wonderful. Okay, now the wolf is gonna come try to help his friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And is going to attack you, Malia.
Okay. May I express my gratitude for my comrade Tanya?
Sure.
Okay.
You have to shout. She's kind of a ways away.
Tanya, thanks for having my back, babe.
Got you. That bite tag was badass.
Ha ha ha! I killed Big Black One. Me. You swung, you miss. I kill.
All right. Well, this one bites you real hard and does 6 damage, unless you can mitigate it in any way.
I have a mitigating thing here.
Mm-hmm.
I have an immediate prevent 2 damage.
That's if you discard your armor. You can choose to do that if you like.
What else do I have? Shoot, I don't think I have anything else.
All right. Well, you take 5 damage because you have a 1 defense on your armor. Okay. Cool. So now.
Oh,
So it's going down. All right. So she is actually going to. Where's Klarggghh? Where's Klarggghh? Oh, you're so
Over here.
You're so much smaller than I remember. Okay. So 1,
I can
2,
fix
3,
it.
5.
Lord.
She comes screaming with rage and charging at you. And she's going to attack you with her sword.
Everyone dance critic.
Jesus.
They are when you dance like that.
And is going to do 8 damage to you,
Ouch!
which is ridiculous. Okay. And yeah. That is the end
So
of
I'll
the
take
bad guy's turn. Tanya, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go, Malia, I got you. And oh, well, I guess the lady ran away from her, so it's just that wolf. Let's see. Maybe I should help Clark. 1, 2. Can I move through like this space?
You sure
Or
can.
do I have to
Yeah,
go?
yeah. No, you
Yeah.
can move diagonal.
2.
You can't move through the. No, you can't move through the tent. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
thought you meant like here.
Okay, so that's 1, 2,
3 diagonal.
3, 3. And then where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So is Malia like actively being attacked by this wolf thing also?
Yep. Yes, she is.
I'm gonna shoot at the lady. And
Okay.
I'm gonna charge it up so it does an extra damage. And ew.
Nice. So 5 damage. Very nice. And she yelps in pain as your spear sinks into her, and she looks like she's on her last legs. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm gonna duck back around the corner. And
Okay.
then that's the end of the turn.
Alphonse, your turn.
Here.
Hmm. Um. Okay, I will want to move here. Do I get flanking for that?
Yes, you do. If you have anything that it gives you flanking bonuses.
Oh, okay, it does have to specify it. In that case, I'll just go right there. And I'll swing at the plant person with my axe.
Okay. roll that d6.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so hold on a second. I'm going to use my Inspire ability this time. Target ally may re-roll a single dice roll, take the higher of the rolls, and add one. So I'm going to watch Alphonse swing and basically miss this creature, like almost like you're getting ready to do it, and I'm just going to start laughing right now. Just taunting, laughing at Alphonse, and like, ah ha ha, puny tinfoil man, can't even swing sword. And it will inspire Alphonse to have a much better attack.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So
Okay.
go ahead and re-roll that terrible one.
Alphonse, suddenly filled with a burst of fury and irritation, rolls a 6.
But before,
And then gets plus one for the bonus too.
But before you do that, she is going to play Second Wind, and so she's going to heal 1d6 plus 1. So she's going to heal back up to a decent amount. And she's going to attack you in response, Alphonse, for only 2. So you take 2 damage.
Okay.
And I assume that does not put you down, so then you're going to do
Oh, no.
7 damage to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, she's wearing old robes. So she takes 0 damage, because old robes, if the enemy rolls a 6 on any of their damage dice, take 0 damage.
Oh no!
So she's able to nimbly dodge out of the way of your ridiculously powerful attack. Very
So
sorry.
even though it
are we
has +1, it would still be because you rolled like
Because she
a
rolled a
natural
6.
6,
The
yeah.
wording on the card says if an enemy rolls a 6 on any of their damage dice.
Wow.
Are we supposed to be able to see your playmat, or is that like a DM thing?
You can see this. I set this up for myself. Like, you probably shouldn't be looking at it, but, you know, I don't really care that much.
Okay.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
No. Well, face. Wait, nope. You can't see my face. I'm wearing a helmet. Armor slightly red tinged in fury and shame. Alphonse will move here, and then I'm gonna shove this plant person to here.
Very nice. Okay. Klarggghh, it's your turn.
Okay. So I'm still laughing like crazy. This is awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use... Oops, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to use my flank strike swift ability.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to add 2 to my next flanking attack. Drop that in there. And then I'm going to move at naked speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. And I'm going to go ahead and try to hit with my axe again.
Okay. Make that attack roll.
So 2 plus 2 is 4 damage.
Wonderful. A mighty blow. Is that the end of your turn?
Let's see. I still have I have 2 movements still left, I think. So I think what I will do is I will go back this direction here just to get out of quick reaction range here.
Very cool. Okay.
And then I will draw my card and end my turn.
Malia, it's your turn.
Okay. I've been having to create sustenance for my tribe because the hour is drawing to the hour of dining.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, we
You
should.
feeding dogs?
Well, actually, people.
We can call this. We're just doing the end of the combat. I know it's gone longer than I thought, but no, I'm sorry.
Okay, I was trying to crop my vegetables while listening to the game. Quite skillful of me. Okay. So let's see. I would like to. May I use my dagger?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And then if I move 6, one, 2, 3.
But you can't use your dagger from back there, can you?
Okay, I'll come back. Yeah, I was just realizing that. Sorry.
Well, you can attack and then move.
Okay, I'm just gonna be here. I'm gonna
Okay.
use my dagger against this wolf.
Okay.
Okay. And it says, so I'm not flanking. Okay, so I'll just roll.
You guys have been having the worst rolls.
I know.
All right. You do a little damage. Is that? Are you gonna do I mean, you have swifts you can do. Remember, you could have done a strong attack and
Okay.
veteran. You probably could have killed it if you'd used these cards.
Shoot.
But just keep
Yeah.
that in mind. Keep that in mind. Look at your cards.
Okay,
Use
yeah.
them. All right. So.
I need to study all this stuff.
Okay. Well, you can just be reading them when it's not your turn. But so we're gonna have the wolf attack. It's gonna do 2 damage to you, Malia. But you got
Okay.
animal skin, so just go down by 1.
Oh,
and,
okay.
bum. Alright, and this person is gonna actually just run away, screaming over her shoulder, "I'll be back for you!" 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and she's going to dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So she's like over here now.
Dash.
Yep, you can use your standard action instead of make an attack to move double your movement.
Oh.
Tanya, it's your turn.
Oh, really, Daddy? So wait, where did she get to? Where is she?
Way over here. She's off the map, basically.
Oh. She ran off.
RUNNOFT.
Well, okay, so it's just this wolf that we're
It's
fighting
just this
now.
wolf now. Yep.
Okay. Over here, throw a charge, G, spear, attack.
Make that roll.
And I miss.
Jesus Christ. All right.
And I run back around the corner.
Okie dokie. Is that the end of your turn?
Let me see what my one thing is that I have. Okay, so this is a free immediate. Target ally deals an additional 2 damage on their next attack, or put a token on any card in play. I don't know people's things well enough to know if anyone else really needs a token right now.
Probably don't, since there's one guy left
I-
who's dead.
I would greatly benefit from a token right at this moment.
Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna use my free immediate to give you a token. And I get to draw a card.
Okay, Alphonse, it's your
Awesome.
turn.
Trying to figure out. There we go. Okay. The first thing I will do
This card's so
is
big.
run up here. I'm going to apologize profusely to Lady Malia, and then use my swift super shove, which will also shove her, 2 squares, and defense is 0 for both of them.
Okay.
Oh wait, right? Okay, I guess it'll just go right here then.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go 2 squares. That's fine. And then I will attack it with my hand axe.
Make that attack roll.
And probably foolishly, I'll shout, Klarggghh, is it Klarggh? Wait, I've already forgotten your name. Klarggghh, you better be watching this! I hope I don't regret this.
Nice. So describe how you kill this final beast.
I hope you will allow me a little bit of artistic license here as I
Please,
describe
yes.
something that technically isn't what I did, but I will, I will throw my axe. I know he's only a couple feet away, but the axe, I'll throw it in such a way so that it goes straight up and it spins in the air, and then it lands straight down right into this wolf's skull.
This is a trick shot. Just gotta show Klarggghh up there. Alright, well done, my friends. So, you have survived, kinda, the attack of the wolves. And you know that you have a long journey ahead of you before you find Prince Robert. And as you loot the bodies, you don't find much because the plant lady was able to get away. But you do find some coins that fell out of her pouch in her haste, which there are 3 bronze coins. You're welcome to split those amongst yourselves as you feel is fit. Also, I'm going to divide some experience for everybody. Everyone gets 200 experience, which I should bring you up to level 2. Oh, that was 300. Did not mean I had those in backwards.
You include our extra RP XP.
I am going to.
Where are you notating this?
I'm giving you cards.
Oh, cards. Okay.
This is annoying.
Second level, 11 minimum cards in the deck. Okay.
Alright. And I'm going to give a little bonus experience. A little bonus experience to, I think everyone deserves a little bonus experience. But I want to make a special note about Alphonse and Klargggh's rivalry was very, very entertaining. Well done, especially. So you have these bronze coins, which will come into play a little bit later that you might like. You can divide them up as you like. They're here in the middle. Whoever takes them can get them. And I don't want to keep you here too long, but since you guys have all leveled up, you can go ahead and choose. When you level up, you choose your class, and you choose a booster pack, so you're going to get cards that fit in with a certain type of play style. The choices are the Rogue Fighter, which is like a high damage, high risk, high reward sort of character. I think this one might be a good choice for pretty much anyone, but especially for Malia and Klarggghh. Then the Warden is kind of like a ranger style class. I think that'd be a really good one for Tanya, especially. Marshal, which is like a paladin bard hybrid, very much protector style class. I think this would be good for Klarggghh and Alphonse as well. The Sage, which is kind of like a wizard. If anyone is feeling like being a wizard, they could grab this one. And then the Vitalist, which is kind of like a cleric monk mix. So like hand-to-hand fighter, quick fighter, very mobile, and also a healer. And every time you level up, you get to choose what sort of pack you want to have to continue. You don't have to take the same one every single time. So when you level up this one, you could take Warden. Next level, you could be like, I'm gonna take a little bit of the Mage, and you add these to your deck and you shuffle them in. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I know we're not going to play higher levels right now, but if you get to higher levels and you get more packs, so like say by the third level, it looks like you get a chance to remove cards from your deck, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Choose ones. Can you remove corruption cards, or do you have to put those? Do those just count as part of your deck total?
Those just, I'm not sure if they count towards the total number, but you can't remove them.
Right. Okay. So you cannot choose to remove a corruption card that you've been given throughout the game, as you could choose a card that you opened in the pack.
I don't think so. I'm gonna go over the rules again to double check on that one, but I don't think you can remove those.
Okay.
So go ahead and choose which one you feel like, and I'll give you the cards. Does anyone have any? Do you know which one you'd like for this level? Does anybody know?
Rogue.
Okay.
Yeah.
The ranger one.
What the ranger one is the one where you go off and do battles yourself. Is that rogue?
The rogue is a high risk, high reward melee fighter, and so they're
I
ones
think that was
are,
the one.
they're gonna take a lot of damage, and they're gonna die a little bit easier than other people, but they do a lot of damage.
Okay, I like that one.
Okay, we got two rogues and Warden. D Sky.
Yeah, that was the one you said was like ranger.
Wonderful. And what you thinking, Alphonse?
What was the one that you said was like Paladin Bard?
That's the Marshal.
Marshal, yeah, I'll
I
take
think-
Marshal.
I think that's a good choice for you. And like you can choose, so you take these cards out and you mix them into your deck, and you have these little boxes at the top left of your playmat. So you should get all of your cards into one deck, and then put them all in there, and then we can save that, and I will have your, I'll be able to pull out your decks for the next game. And we are going to continue. We're probably going to play a few sessions, and you're going to level up probably once a session, so next session you might probably get to level 3.
So if I'm playing tomorrow morning, does that mean I'm going to play the same character?
It is, and it means that you'll probably get to level 3 tomorrow.
Cool.
Okay, so I can just put. Great.
Hey, can if I can log on just to be a spectator, is that allowed?
You can watch on the Twitch. We're streaming this online right now, so.
Okay. Okay.
And,
Uh-oh.
and people are following us hilariously. People I don't know. Hello, hello, people I don't know.
Uh,
How many viewers do we have?
We have 3, which is just
Hello.
hilarious to me.
I have a question about these cards.
Uh-huh.
Number 1 on my martial skill growth says select 4 class skills.
Oh,
And then-
yes. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, so
Yeah.
on your the class skills, we don't have to do this right now because I know like some of you like want to go, but if you want to, by all means, you have your choice to take 4 class skills or less if you're taking them outside of your class. I recommend everyone just take 4 class skills that are within their class for now. Maybe on your second playthrough you do something different, but it's probably just the best idea to take within class skills right now. So you choose 4 of the skills that are at the bottom of this card, and you raise each one of these by 1. You have your skill card at the top left-hand side of your map, and you write in which ones you're going to take, and you add each one, you rank up each one by 1. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
Very
So you
cool.
write them in and you move them to 1. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
And then the
So
rogue skill growth card doesn't get shuffled into your deck; it just hangs out here. Okay.
yeah, yeah. You want to put it in
Got
your
it.
box though.
Oh.
So you put once you're
Okay.
done with everything, anything you're not using, just put in your box, including your minis, your super large one and your tiny one. Put them in your box, so that way we can just pull them out for when all your stuff is in there for the next session.
So that
Okay.
includes our race card and everything.
Everything, yeah.
Great.
And
Zach,
you can stack all of these up and create a deck out of it, and so you just have one thing to put in, or you can separate them into multiple decks and remember like how you have them organized. What
Cool.
were you going to
okay,
say, Malia?
where do I get my rogue card?
I gave them to you. It's in this booster pack right here. You draw them out. So
Oh, okay, thank you.
right here, you draw them out of there.
Okay, got it.
So, if you have to go, D Sky, I totally won't hold it against you. I'd love. There's also one piece of treasure here for someone who wants to take it. Um, I just would love to have your feedback at a later time. If you have time to sit around and chat, that'd be fantastic too. But really looking to get some. The whole part of this playtest is to get honest feedback. And you guys are a group of players that may not have quite as much experience with D&D in this sort of format as others, and so really value like what perhaps you might have found difficult to grasp, or things that you found obnoxious, or things you liked. Just please be honest. We'd love any feedback you have.
Little Klarggghh won't go in the box.
Really?
Yeah, Big Klarggghh was like, no problem, bud.
Be finicky. Maybe it's because it's
Oh,
two of the same thing.
my little
I don't
Malia
know,
stuff
maybe.
going in there.
Oh, we can always just clone the big one and make another one later. Like,
Yeah,
it's
we
fine.
can. We can.
My feedback is that it's really fun so far. It felt like I want to go through my deck faster in combat. Like, it felt like, oh, I want to see more cards and have more options a little bit. But maybe that is something that happens when you level up. I'm not sure.
Yeah, when you level up
Um,
now at level 2, you're going to start each combat with 2 cards already drawn.
okay, gotcha. Cool. The other one is about the immediate ones. It's very difficult, or it seems a little harder to track. Have I used my immediate this round? And rounds are so long and all that kind of thing. It almost feels like it should be an immediate token that like the DM gives you at the beginning of your turn,
Yeah, I was
and
thinking
then
about that
if
too. I was thinking about that too.
yeah, and so like if I use it, I hand you my token, etc., so that I can keep track of it. And then if I have one, obviously I don't get another one if I didn't use my immediate at the beginning of my turn. But
Yeah.
it just seems like a tracking piece would be helpful for that.
Yeah.
Also to communicate, like, so we can help other players out. Like, oh, hey, you still have your immediate token. You can help out with this or whatever. So
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. Yeah. I had a really good time. I thought it was super fun. And I just wrote down some of the questions that we asked in a note on my phone so I can send those to you.
Oh, that's super sweet of you, Daisy Sky. Thank you so much.
Ciao. All right. Have a good one,
Yeah.
everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you for staying late.
Of course.
Bye,
Bye.
Zach. Hey, I have feedback too, but can I just talk to you later, maybe?
Well, I
Or
prefer it now, unless
you
unless
want
you
it
want to
now?
keep private.
Okay.
If you need to
Well,
go, I understand. We did go
no,
late.
I'm just I think I'm very different as far as my orientation to this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I really enjoyed it. However, for me to have been able to make the best of this experience my first time, um, maybe because of my age or learning style or something, it would be helpful to have some preparation, like to be able to read the player's handbook beforehand to understand, just to really kind of let it just absorb, like strategy and how to be aware of the cards, the cards that you're dealt to give you your identity, and the different skills, and even what the tokens mean, and how to use all these things best.
For sure, and I mean, in a setting where it wasn't like this, the player would obviously have the opportunity to fully read and digest the player's handbook before they jumped in. I just found it valuable, and I'm sorry if it made you feel a little uncomfortable or didn't enjoy it as much. I apologize for that. I kind of set you up for that, but I found it
Yeah.
valuable to see how difficult firsthand it would be for
Yeah.
you to pick this up, and so that's really
Okay.
valuable. So that, I mean, I don't fault you for having a difficult time. Like that's what I valued, was seeing that it was
Yeah.
a difficult
And you
time.
kind of prepared me that that's how it was going to be.
Yeah. I mean, you did
Uh,
great. You did
yeah.
great, Mom.
Okay.
I think the biggest hurdle for you was the tabletop simulator, not the game. I think it might have been easier if you'd have physical cards you were holding in your hand.
Oh,
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
definitely.
Definitely, that was
I
part of it.
felt that. I was feeling that a lot.
It was fun though. It's fun to play around with.
Were there particular things that you liked about? I mean, please be honest here. You're not gonna hurt anyone's feelings. So were the things that you
Yeah.
didn't like, you found too confusing, that sort of thing?
I love the visual, just the graphics and all that stuff is really fun. Um, and like I said, I just felt like I was grasping onto what the strategy was because my competitive urges were there, but I didn't know how to use these tools to maximize my strengths and all that stuff.
I got you.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
maybe
it was really fun
maybe
though.
you and Daisy Sky can kind of like sit in Tabletop Simulator for a second, and maybe you can get a better grasp on the
Yeah.
controls, so you're a little more comfortable next time.
Okay, I'd love to do that.
Also, I'd be happy to off camera kind of go through basic strategy with you, and maybe do a couple mock-up combats, so next time you're in a group situation, you're a little more comfortable.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Okay.
Also, like if you plug a mouse into your computer, it's probably going to increase your experience a lot because the trackpad with like trying to zoom around in 3D apps like this is really
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
pain.
good point. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
mouse I think would be helpful for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you for your feedback. If there's nothing else, then feel free to go.
Yeah. Thanks everybody. It was
Thanks for
fun.
having us.
See ya.
What about Francis?
Yeah, Francis, you've been so patient. Thank you for waiting, but please, any feedback you have.
I don't have a lot without having more time to think about it. Shameful because like I'm like a game tester by trade, and I feel like I'm always supposed to have something to say. But um, I guess maybe along with what Jules was saying, um, for beginners, I had no problem following just like mentally with combat, whether I had an immediate action or whatnot. Even if it sounded like I did, I really didn't. I was just getting used to it. But something that I found super, super helpful, and I probably still would benefit from when I was learning Magic, the Gathering, was like there would be a little card that would describe each thing you could do on your turn, like the phases.
A little cheat sheet card. That's a good idea.
Yeah, they're like the little instruction things. And maybe there's one in this deck, and since we're playing virtually,
No,
it's
there
not
there
there.
isn't, but that's a really good idea.
But if there was just like a little card that was like, you get one swift action, you get one regular action, immediate you can play anytime, once, just break down those three parts, at least for the combat. Like you can't fit a whole lot on a card, but that was something like that was incredibly helpful for me when I was brand new to Magic and was super overwhelmed. I've
Yeah, that
also
would
done
help.
similar things with players in my games who were playing D&D for the first time. I gave them a combat cheat sheet, and they said that they really benefited from it. It just simplified and streamlined what they were actually able to do.
Mike is actually in chat right now. Mike is the designer of this game, and they said that they'd be happy to add that to the Origin packs. I think it's a fantastic idea. Thank you for that feedback.
Yeah, otherwise I really liked it. I like that it's like a more simplified and more accessible D&D. I feel like this could be a great gateway game.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for here. Anything else?
Nope.
Was there anything that you just like were like, that's annoying at all? Anything that you kind of just even left a little bad taste in your mouth? Don't make up anything if there's not, but just curious.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I have to like separate my annoyances from me learning something from what was actually could use improving.
Oh, word.
Yeah, I can't think. I can't
there
think of
were, yeah, I mean, there were
I
some
think
differences in what the like Klargggh's avatar could do. It seems like, or
That's just
just
tabletop
understanding all that.
simulator.
yeah, that's a tabletop
Oh,
simulator. Yeah.
oh, okay.
I'm wondering if like the combat rolling just seemed for like the pass fail thing seemed a little simplistic. I know that it's supposed to be simplified
Mm-hmm.
D&D, but like on a ranged weapon, distance from a thing really would affect or feels like it would affect like the ability to do something.
So you think having
So
like a variable, like if you're point blank, like in D&D, if you're point blank with a ranged weapon, actually it's harder for you to hit someone. I'm remembering that attack that you missed against the two wolves in front of you. You guys were having the
yeah,
worst luck, by the way. I felt
yeah,
so
yeah,
bad.
and totally. But I feel like if you've got something as complicated as a flanking mechanic already, right? You had a flanking bonus on a melee weapon.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on a square adjacent to it, that changes the value.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you had like a if you could do that with range 2 and have a distance bonus or something. If it's like if you're 3 squares away, then if you don't want to, it looks like he doesn't want to affect the die roll numbers, and so you can stay with high low. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe it could like help. It could like change something. If 0 except for your ranged bonus adds 2 or something like that. I don't know. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't seem like you would be adding a lot of complexity or any more than you would have for a melee weapon for some kind of ranged thing that makes it feel a little different
That's
than
true.
the melee ones.
There's more weapons in this game as well, which we haven't even broken into. You're using the very basic weapons. I haven't looked through all of them yet because I haven't needed to, but there might be modifiers like that in the more advanced equipment because you have bronze equipment and there's bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and legendary. So there's a whole bunch of stuff still.
Gotcha.
Um,
Yeah, we're
but
animal skins and slings. We are in the Stone Age, that's for sure.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Also, I think you said it was like 1870 or something at the beginning. Was
Seven.
that like supposed to 1780 or something?
I,
1781
I
in
was
my notes.
I was reading off a script for that first part,
Yeah.
but at the beginning it was 1781.
Okay.
But I don't know what that year's based off of. I'm assuming since this is Galt, this isn't AD, but
Right.
we'll find out more
Got
about
it.
that.
Well, it almost like having a real number like that kind of like made me wonder if it was tied to real life instead of the other movies. Like, oh, 1781. That's like in Hamilton where they're singing about the Revolutionary War. Like kind of took me. It sort of
Mike,
took me out of the thing.
if you're still in chat, do you want to weigh in on that? Is that 1781 supposed to make us feel a vibe like? Um, did you have that
Like,
attached to anything specifically? We'll see if they respond.
I didn't get that vibe, but maybe I'm less of a Hamilton nerd than Colin is.
or just a hit. Like, well, I think it's because I was in. Okay, I'm learning about the world. I'm in an orientation mode, and like, I know enough about like world history or whatever that an actual date sort of like gives me context that I'm looking for in that moment and like know what the world is like.
Oh, you know history, nerd.
Well, I know enough history to know like what weapons and stuff would be like that we'd be using like muskets and cannons and stuff
Yeah.
if it was 1781 in the real life.
Yeah, Mike is saying it's a fully parallel universe and that they could switch up the number to avoid anchoring on current world. Might not be a bad idea. Give it like
Cool.
some ridiculous number. The year was 10,745.
Yes, it's after the Fourth World War, so we're back to animal skins and rock slings.
All right. Well, I don't want to keep you folks here for longer than I have to, but if you have any more feedback or questions for Mike, who's in chat, all ears.
It's just good. It's fun. I want to keep going and play another session. It's like it feels good.
Well, you will. You will.
I did think of one thing that I really, really like that is very enjoyable, which is how I want to say powerful each card feels and how I felt like I was moving through the deck quickly for being level 0 or level 1. and was like rapidly using cards as quickly as I was drawing them, and each one had a really big impact, and that was really fun for me.
I'm very glad to hear that. I feel the same way about this game.
Yeah, and also I almost forgot. Rolling for like some kind of baseline character relationships at the beginning was really cool. Because I think that a lot of like D&D parties really suffer from like people who are supposed to know who they are and what like what's going on, but then the first few sessions until people really get into their characters are kind of awkward and just don't work with whatever a larger arc would be. And having a relationship predefined like that, where I knew what I could play off of right away, was incredibly helpful for role playing.
Yeah, I know like the Dungeons Master's Guide going to Yield 5e has like tables and stuff that you can roll to create those initial relationships. But most DMs don't use that. And it's a really fantastic tool to be built in because you can always like optional rule don't do this, but I like having it being stock in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the fact that very intentionally it looks like you give the players a choice of a couple options that they can agree on makes you feel like you're not really stuck. Like I didn't feel like I only had two choices, even though I did. Right?
Yeah.
It felt better to be able to decide what I wanted to do from that. So I think all of that is very elegant, actually.
Mike has a question for the both of you. How would you feel if those relationships were drawn from a central deck of cards? Two people pull two cards and choose one. Would that feel any different?
I don't think it would make a big difference to me, other than it's kind of the DM telling us these things is kind of feels like DM's job, you know.
Mm.
And like doing that, but I don't think it would make a big difference.
Well,
because I guess like
I'm gonna weigh in on this one. I actually kind of like that idea because I feel like it will create a lot more variables. Right now, there actually aren't that many backgrounds. Where if there were like say 100 cards that could be drawn from, and I think that would add a lot more spice to it and make it a lot more interesting. And the
sure.
DM could just draw them and read them out to you, or the players.
Yeah, I guess it's like that would allow people to buy sets of them or whatever, or remove sets or do things.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's more complex to do it with an actual deck of cards than to just roll it and read out of the rule thing. So I guess it depends on if you're feeling like it's an entry level thing that you want to make the game simple and easy to get off the ground versus adding extra levers and switches and complexity to at the get-go. That's a choice that you just make as a game designer.
That's a really
because it would
valid point.
Because you know in setup, you know, take this deck of cards and take out these cards or do these ones or add these or do this, and then before you start, like it's more starting steps.
Mike is saying Kickstarter expansion.
Okay. Well, yes, if you're looking for funding rounds, then cards makes a definitely a better choice for that.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good idea. It could have like the baseline thing
Mm-hmm.
be the little
That's
table.
right.
You can have tons of
it's like
cards to make more. Yeah.
It's the origin story expansions, right? You can like give the troubled past deck, you know, like.
Yeah, you can. Like, I think simplicity.
Boarding school. Damn it.
Not again.
Can I draw again? No, I think having simplicity at the core of this game is going to be critically important to it. I think that's what makes this good. And then having all the expansions where you can make it as ridiculous and go. I think that's personally, I think that's the best way to do it. But you don't want the starter thing to be too much.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Another nitpicky thing is the word hand. Like, put this card into your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Is your hand like when I think of that in a card game, it evokes secrecy. Like I'm supposed to hold this in my hand and not show it to anybody. And I'm not sure. I couldn't tell from this playthrough if the idea was that you play your cards down just because of this game and how we did it, so that everybody can see everybody's like abilities that they have, that is, sort of for collaboration or not, or if I'm supposed to hold them up and not show abilities that I have or cards that I've drawn or things that are in my deck. Because if the intention is to play it open like this, I would change the word hand to something like, utility belt or some kind of word that can be a zone on your mat, to make it easier to understand that players need to play the cards down versus hold them in their hand.
That's a good point. I'm not sure if Mike intended to have them be secret or not. I assumed not, but I think it would make sense for them to need to be secret too, so that lessens the metagame aspect. I can see it going both
Right.
ways.
Yeah, so I feel like there's a choice available there, and then the word hand or something else would really help to sort of like clarify how that works for how the players work together.
Yeah, it's another good note. Thank you. Anything else, my friends? Please keep going if you have more, but I don't want to keep you here if you don't. Mike is saying player and DM choice on the keeping it to yourself or not. I as a DM tend to be a little bit more on the strict side for metagaming. If my players like that too, because I personally find that more enjoyable. I feel like it's more satisfying to be like act what your character would do in the moment and not be thinking like outside of the role play and be thinking like, well, I'm gonna look at their cards. That just kind of bogs it down and makes it a little too gamey. But that's other people are very, very different on that, and so I think having that be an option, I would want to keep the hand. Maybe in like the rules you could like in the player's handbook you could make a note on that, but keep the hand thing because if you're defaulting to secrecy.
Right. Yeah, I think it makes sense for like NPC characters. Like, I actually would have found it interesting if you were actually drawing from a deck and playing the green vine lady, but not showing us her ability cards. That'd have been cool. I know it's hard in the simulator.
Yeah.
But I can also see where if I'm sitting next to your mom, who's a less experienced player, I can alleviate some feel bads by helping her out a little bit,
Yeah,
which probably wouldn't
for
compromise
sure.
the game.
For sure, for sure. I mean, and that at the end of the day, that's you do what makes the most sense for the situation. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's really fun.
All right, guys. Well,
Yeah.
if is there anything else?
No?
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining and for being part of this. You're all been wonderful players. You two especially were a lot of fun to watch roleplay. And I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these because I think it's really fun and I like doing it. And so
Yeah.
I know, Francis, I got you tomorrow, so
Yeah.
I'll see you then. Make sure that you get all your cards and stuff back into
Oh,
your
yeah.
box, so we can
And then-
save them.
Okay, everything in there? Like, okay.
And
I can do that too.
Everything you want saved. Like the player's handbook is just part of the table, but and
Right,
is
right,
the
right,
map,
right.
But all of your cards and avatar and that sort of stuff.
Okay. Let's take the dice off of there. And then you're going to save the object so that you can load it for everybody really quick? Or am I saving it in my own object library?
I'm gonna save them.
Okay.
I mean, go ahead and save it yourself too. But yeah, better to have redundancy. But I definitely am like going through my mom's stuff and making sure she got it right.
Yeah, totally.
And write the name on the top of your deck. You can raise your level by 2. Raise your level to 2.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I will grab this and save the object. I'm going to have to make a new folder for this.
I don't know if D-Sky got all her stuff back. It looks like she did a pretty good job here, actually.
Cool. Yeah, great game, Mike. Super excited. Well done. It's really fun.
Mike put out a thank you, everyone! Exclamation point. I think he took off.
Peace out. Cool. All right, I will do the same. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Next game, whenever the next one you're jumping in is.
Yeah, I'll work something out. Cool. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.